It's happening. Listen, before this episode starts, we just thought we'd make a little clip to let you know that anyone who doesn't know, we now have a Patreon. It is patreon.com/another one podcast. And there's like a few different tiers on there. And we can go and get where you can sign up to us. And it helps us make this podcast. Helps us us pay for the podcast. Helps us make it better. Helps us improve and put more content out. We've got big plans for things we want to do. Haven't we? Since
Yes, we have. We've got big plans. We have got big plans.
Yes, Rob. Yes.
No, we have got big plans, and without anyone signing to the Patreon, this will die.
Yeah.
This will go away eventually, because if we can't make it work financially, we can't keep doing it, can we?
No, we can't just keep throwing fucking...
No, and we've got Aftermill to buy, and that fucking costs
We've got kids to pay for. Yeah. Listen, I'll be honest, if I can't provide, I'll leave.
Yeah.
So...
And we already know.
You don't want to make an orphan.
We already know how it's going, don't we? So we needed to be giving us something back.
Yeah, please.
Because we're bleeding here.
My kids are begging. My kids begging.
So sign up to the Patreon, patreon.com/another one podcast.
That's it. There's 3 different tiers, loads of different prices.
Pick one.
Help
sign
us.
Up. You won't even notice it going out your bank. It's a couple of quid.
Less than a Tesco meal deal. Or, well, maybe more than a Tesco meal deal.
You'd buy a starving man a meal deal, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, I'm starving. That's what we are. Look at me.
Look at him. Do you think that? Do you think this?
Help.
Another one.
It's happening. Hello.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to episode... I'm Simon Wozniak. With me is co-host, co-star...
Face.
Robert Thomas. And we're joined by a debutante and... Jay from the In-Betweeners.
I had to Google that.
That's Steve Harris. You can hear the voice over there.
Cheeky.
Welcome, Steve.
Jay Carr,
for your return appearance to defend yourself.
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
And Rick Carr.
Hello.
Was you reading the
Rick.
comments on the clip?
Yeah, did you?
Yeah.
It's funny.
Because you kept sending me pictures, and I was like, he's reading people calling him a liar.
I was, yeah. I weren't fuming, but I was like, when it said Jay from the In-Betweeners, it twigged something, because I've not watched it.
Yeah.
I weren't fuming, and then after I read it, and after I found out who Jay was, I was like, he's cheeky bastard. But I get it, because it's a ridiculous story.
Yeah.
So you can't hide from that.
So I believe you're on the smack right now.
Yeah, I've got a
what have you
mate,
done?
well, a mate of mine is got like all sorts wrong with
Smack.
him, and I've got a really bad back, so he gave me a couple of his pills.
Right, what have you done to your back?
Just the gym. I'm old.
Right,
old.
You going too hard? I heard you initially you were going too hard when you started.
Yeah.
Means you doing like 4-hour sessions or something when you first got into it.
4-hour sessions.
You're just a fucking addict.
Fall asleep on the leg press. That doesn't count.
It was too much. It was his fault as well. It's him who got me into it.
Don't blame me.
It was Rick started it all off.
Right.
Yeah, you can't keep up with him.
I feel
fucking Viking over there.
I know.
This is a weird coloured line of this. I might go put my black hoodie on.
Yeah. What do you mean?
You 3 are in ecru and I'm just in like off-white. I'm going to put my jumper on.
I haven't worn
Why?
this.
I feel weird.
Steve's is white, not ecru.
You 3 are ecru and white, and then I look like a fat cunt.
Yeah, the 2 stylish ones on the pod.
Now I look less of a fat cunt because I'll be in a different colour.
Well, Rick's got the fisherman hat on, innit?
Yeah,
looking good.
I couldn't be asked.
We had a great podcast before you came, and then
it was so good.
Yeah, we could have done 2 episodes in one here.
Because you was half an hour late. We've already covered everything.
Have you talked?
Yeah. We've got nothing to talk about.
Yeah, we had all the interesting chat with Rick. Now he's done.
Not
So
recorded, like.
Nothing else to say now.
None of it was on
I
record.
doubt very much it'll be as interesting as what I've got to say.
what lies have you covered today, Steve?
So I was riding this dolphin once.
Yeah.
I did the last holiday. I was on a rode a dolphin. I've got footage.
How big was you then?
No, I was on the same as this. It was
right.
It was Turkey.
Right.
Stood on one each.
6 months ago.
Going through the waves on both of them.
Yeah, it's just surfing the fucker.
So what? 4-hour sessions? You just
Yeah.
went?
Well, obviously it's silly because I was just getting into it. But I was like, I was really addicted to everything at that point. And
You have got an addictive personality, haven't
yeah,
you?
so I stopped drinking and smoking and doing drugs and everything, and then just channeled it into like working out, which turned into 4-hour sessions. But I've managed to get it right down to an hour.
4-hour sessions on the dumbbells.
An hour. Yeah, but it was everything. It was
Sitting at the dumbbell rack having a chat with someone. And like,
pretty much. Yeah.
You could be Ronnie Coleman, you lad.
What was you doing for how long?
Well, you'd be doing like. So I do like Smith's machine, and then I do the all the arm.
But how many sets are you doing on each thing to be there for 4 hours?
It was just like 10. I'd do 5 sets of 10, and then I'd move on to something, and then a bit of chit chat and all that. I was just, and then the CV and all that. I was doing it wrong.
Everyone in that gym was like, "Who's this fucking psychopath?"
Now they say that. They still say that now. Now they know me by name.
Hey, Steve the psychopath.
Yeah.
I bet you used to sing with your headphones on as well. You were that dropping the dumbbells, going like,
"Here's Jay. Here's 165k bench press, Jay. Look, here it is."
People who didn't have headphones were buying them, going, "Oh, fucking shit."
He's here again.
I can sort of get it though, because I know nothing about the gym. And you be a fat cunt. You just go and do the easiest thing. I'll just go and do something for ages.
I used to go in the gym, and I remember when I used to do like 1,200 sit-ups. I was about 17. I'd do like 1,200 sit-ups, and the guy came over to me and was like, "What you don't need to.
What are you trying to achieve?
You'd be better off not doing this." And I thought, he doesn't know what he's talking about. But then the older you get, you realise, oh yeah, it's just wild, because you didn't have you weren't that arsed.
Well, when I lost the weight,
I just wanted big legs as well, so you used to do a lot of leg extension, not realising you needed to do like big,
everything
powerful moves.
And when I lost the weight the last time, I was just starving myself and then going to the gym and just doing an hour on the cross trainer, because it told me I'd done 700 calories.
Oh, so you think that was 700 calories?
But did you put your weight in your height in and all that?
Yeah, it took me weight in your height, and they were saying I was losing 700 calories. So to me in my head, it's like, I've done something then. Like, I don't have to think about it. I don't have to go, what have I worked, or it's that is telling me I've gone in there.
Rick's just sitting there, like, we're all talking about the gym, looking like this, and he's just sitting there, genuinely in shape.
He just put muscle on, lifting that to his mouth then.
Yeah.
I've worked out with that bastard.
When did you learn how to train properly? Because you're obviously someone who knows how to do it from a young age, but you went thick, were you, like us?
I used to go to gym from 16.
Right.
But up until around 18, 19 was when I properly started training.
Did you say you used to go to gym? Because that to me signifies someone who knows about the gym. Most like we go to the gym. He's gone. I used to go gym. It's like because it's like a thing that you do.
It's the opposite way around for that.
We went the gym.
Yeah, the Asda really winds me up. You know,
right?
The Asda. They're going the Asda. That's a proper Scouse thing. That because you say we're going Asda, don't you? You would say let's go Asda.
Go to Asda.
Let's go the Asda.
Yeah.
The Asda.
The Asda.
Well,
I'd only ever say the Asda though, maybe. But I would say I'd go to Tesco.
It's always the big Tesco as well. You go on the big Tesco.
Tesco Extra. I'd never say the big Tesco.
Yeah, well, there's a couple near ours, so the big one is
the Lidl.
The big Tesco.
Yeah. See, the Lidl just sounds wrong.
The Asda's not right though.
The Spar,
the Aldi.
Spar. Yeah.
I would say the Aldi.
You would say the Aldi.
I'd say the Aldi. There, that sounds right. The Aldi.
It's the everything, like called Tesco.
But the Asda just winds me right up.
There's more than one, though.
There's more than one Tesco.
Yeah, that's why you said the Tesco as well, though.
So when you said you lost your weight, how much did you lose?
5 stone.
See, that's why I had the operation, because I lost 7. Because don't forget, I was
you were massive.
21 stone. Right. 20 stone. So I'm only 5'6".
Yeah.
52-inch waist. So then I lost 7 over 9 months. And focused, fucking blinkered. Yeah. And then was fine and did the Inca Trail in Peru and all that, and was like, still weren't fit enough for that. Fuck me. And then just started creeping, and then crept back up to 18.5, and I was like, no.
You grazed yourself to obesity.
Grazed myself to obesity. Well, no, you can do that.
But it does creep up, doesn't it? Because because I lost the 5 stone, and then because everyone goes, oh, you put it back on. You put it back on worse.
You do.
And you do, but it's not like that. People make out that it's like that, and it's not.
No.
Because I got down to about, I think I went from about 24 to about about 19, and I was like, then I went on Aldi. Went Aldi with mates and went Aldi with my bird, and they come back and I'd only put on a couple of pounds. Right. And then I was like, oh, it's sound. Yeah. I'm sound.
It's in the post, isn't it?
Yeah.
It waits for you.
Yeah.
It mugs you.
And then I was thinking, so I'm fine then. And then, because I'm fine, I think, I'll go to the gym next week, and then never go back to the gym. Because like I said, but I wasn't going to the gym and training. I was going to the gym, smashing, just in my head. I would say, that's 700 calories. Then I'll go and play footy tonight, and then I'm burning another 700 calories and be sound. I'm sound. But then you can't live like that forever.
No, because you realise as well,
to live like that
once
forever.
You've done it, once you've done what you did and what I did, you realise how hard that journey is again. So you're like, fuck that.
I was the other way.
Yeah.
The best thing
I'm the other way.
Just get like
it's so easy. No.
Go on.
In the back of my head, I think how easy it was to lose that weight. I'll just lose it again.
So what's the best way for you? Knowing that you've never been fat though, have you?
Yeah, but it's the same thing where you don't go to gym and then after a bit it's like, oh, I'm fine, I still weigh the same, still look the same. Yeah. But then I don't go back to the gym. But it's taking accountability. So getting like an online trainer, someone who will check in with you weekly And then you're not just letting yourself down, you're letting this fucker down that you're paying.
There's different words, what you're saying, though, Rick. Like, accountability doesn't,
do you know what was really
doesn't
funny?
exist in my head.
Do you know when Rick got into comedy, it was me who pretty much pushed him into it, right? And I pretty much held his hand on his first one to the gig and the frog and all that, and he started to go and do the store.
We pickpocketed him as well, didn't you?
No, fuck, he's Rick. He beat me up. So anyway,
like you'd be asked.
So this is the funniest thing ever. He's at the store. It's big. He's nervous. Was it
this King Kong
at the store?
I think it was.
No, it was after I'd won King Kong.
Oh, right,
I
think it was. Now, obviously,
so he's going in a
t-shirt, and you know what it's like. He's ripped, right? He's proper buff, and it's about 2 minutes in, and this girl, about in the middle of the audience, she went, "Take your top off." And then Rick, because he's not got the skills yet to step outside of his set and deal with the echo, he just sidesteps it and continues with his written set, right? And then about 30 seconds, she went, Yeah. Take your top off.
Can you imagine the other way around?
It was just the weirdest heckle to get, though.
It was.
Well, it's
I
not
was
really.
crying.
If there's a fit young lad on who looks ripped.
I'd fucking love that heckle.
I've
it was
had
just
to
a
take
really
your top
odd
off.
heckle.
I've had to take your top off.
I get your knob out.
Yeah.
Because I talk about my knob. I say I used to have a decent knob, me, and now I've just got a very fatty pubis here. Prove it, and you're like, oh, fuck off. Like,
So what did you do?
He didn't take his top off.
Yeah, I didn't take my top off. No, I've definitely referenced it, though. I'd said something.
You
I'm not taking my top off.
I'm pretty sure I said I don't want to get the wet floor signs
Matt, you might have done after that. I might have done after the second comment, but the first one you didn't address it until she said,
just made me laugh.
Yeah, whatever, take your top off. She's got totally disrespectful. I don't care if Mr. Funny Man.
Now,
let me see them pecs.
Yeah, got a load of fat white men to come on. There's one thin one. Go on.
It still gets me. It still gets me. I still tell people.
All night's been shite until he gets the stripper out.
The one thing that gets me is when you came round to my house with your son Albie one time.
Oh,
you know what I'm going to say, don't you? Albie was just like slowly getting more and more confident in the house.
We all know Albie, don't we?
And I don't even know what triggered it, but out of nowhere, Steve told him to calm down or something, and Albie just turned around and just went, "Fuck off," and just whacked him. But I was sat next to Steve at the time and I felt it.
What cracked you?
Yeah. He's never done it before or after, right?
I think he was just confident in the house, wasn't he?
I also think he was embarrassed because he'd been told off as well. So, because I've embarrassed him at a stranger's house, he just fucking clobbered me. I mean, literally, right across my face like that. And I looked at Rick and I looked at Larissa and they were both like...
And then we just burst out laughing.
They're laughing. I didn't know what to do.
You looked at them like, you got to do something about this.
I didn't know what to do. He knew I couldn't do anything. I was like...
Wait till we get home.
Even then...
I've not seen him since.
I tried to explain to my bird the way kids know you can't do nothing now. I've got a toddler who laughs in my face, and I say to my bird, if I had done that, my dad would have battered me. She goes, you can't talk like that, you can't say that. I'm like, yeah, but in my head, I'm just thinking, I'd got fucking batter for that, and he's just laughing now.
Consequence.
And she's just like, you can't even think it, you can't think it. And I'm like, I'm thinking it.
You don't slap him at 2, you'll get it outside by him at 20. That's the motto, isn't it?
Reasonable chastisement you've got.
Have we?
Yep, you've got reasonable chastisement. I was speaking to
Nice.
and they told me you got reasonable chastisement, so you can smack them on the arse or...
Really?
Yeah, just don't get caught.
Just don't leave a mark.
Yeah. But
So-
Albie, funnily enough, you should say that now. He's a different animal now, Albie. I think it's because they've seen me kick off in the car.
Right.
Because as he's older, he's becoming more and more aware.
Is this when you battered 20 guys?
Yeah. I rolled a surf.
One come out, I twisted
on a
his
dolphin,
neck.
and he jumped on his back, and
And from nowhere, this dolphin comes off the hard shoulder, and I'm like, fuck off.
And I just knew I could choke him out.
So I'm there, triangle choking this dolphin. This guy's trying to kick me in the face.
Got his bird pregnant.
Yeah.
Mate, didn't even touch her. Anyway, so he said to me, if this hurt this, right? Now, I mean, I've got a really lovely relationship with my kids, and especially Al now. And he's dead well behaved. And I think it was an incident, a road rage incident that kicked it off. And Edie said, he's like, do you know what? He only behaves for you. And I was like, oh, okay. He will. Oh, that's nice. Okay.
Yeah.
So he said he won't behave like this for his mum. And I was like, oh, okay. And I always said, do you know why I behave for you, Dad? And I was like, why? And he went, Because I'm really scared of you. I was like, it really hurt.
Consequence. But don't behave. Bad things will happen.
I don't leather him or he doesn't even get smacked or anything like that. But I think it was this road rage incident where I was having a go with this guy that's made him think my dad's a psycho.
Yeah, but when he's 21, he'll be sizing you up. He'll be like, no, I think
he's
I can
already
have him.
here.
Is he,
Yeah. He's a big lad. He's a big
So
lad.
you've never been fat? No, never even had the phase. Always been lean.
He's one of them people that can have a really like constipated poo and grow a beard.
Yeah.
That's what he's one of them. Do you know one of them? This is it for me. That's it.
Right.
He has like full hair, beard, and everything within 2 weeks. I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, he's a Viking, isn't he?
He's a Viking.
He's a Viking. So anyone that's looking for a Viking, Rick's your man, innit?
He was a Viking, not anymore.
No, he's branching out now, isn't he?
Yeah. It's gone from here.
If you ask nicely, he'll take his top off.
Yeah. That's how we're going to end the show.
He's telling me before he's shaved his beard, hoping to get more lighter roles.
Are you ripped? Are you ripped at the moment?
I wouldn't say I'm ripped, but I'm mid between.
Can we see what you think is?
Can absolutely not. No.
Can Rick? No. Right, listen, I'm not.
How often do you get asked to take your top off a day?
No, fucking hell.
No, but I'm saying it. See what your idea of. Nah, I'm not. I'm all right. Is probably our idea of like we would love to look like that.
Yeah.
Can you see an ab?
Yes, you
no,
can.
not at the minute. No.
Right. Okay.
I am mid between because I want to get back up to around 17 stone. I was going to go back up.
What are you now?
About 16.
Shit.
See, it's the other way, innit?
See, I'm the same weight as him. That's horrible, isn't it? And look at the hands. Look at the hands different. What?
How tall are you?
I'm 6'1".
What are you?
Nearly 6'3".
It's not much, innit?
I'm fucked, you know.
You are. You've been fucked.
I'm 5'6" and I'm 13'10".
See, that doesn't.
It's heavy for me as well. That really.
But he and I is such a direct opposite now because you're like the height difference and the weight. That was I'm pretty much the same weight as him, almost height-wise he's a bit taller,
yeah.
But it's just massively different.
Different people,
which is like, oh fuck. It's like it just makes you go, oh fuck. There's such a long way to go. It's almost insurmountable.
When you were a kid, you have a fast metabolism.
Yeah. I can literally eat so much. I went to Fazenda the other day.
Are you naturally skinny then? Sorry.
Naturally skinny, yeah.
Right, okay, yeah,
but
go
then
on.
when I started doing sports, it just became athletic. So I was always athletic.
So
just that athletic.
You went to Fazenda and you just...
Oh, mate, I did not stop eating. And I mean, did not stop eating. And, like, I think, like, one of the lads was looking at it, where do you put it? And I was just like, I don't know.
But, yeah.
And I just
naturally skinny, though, is good. So, because that means... Well, you can get big, though, can't you?
Yeah.
So do you shoot up dead quick when you start...
When I start bulking.
Lifting weights, you just go massive?
See, it takes me ages and ages and ages to get
same.
anywhere.
Yeah.
I've been training now.
I think I've just been lucky with a fast metabolism. Literally, that's it.
Your dad fucking shredded.
My dad, he's not shredded, no, but he's one of them. He's just a builder, and he's like full of veins.
Yeah.
You know, when he's got a t-shirt on, you can tell he's just strong. But
just that farmer strength.
Yeah.
Spend all
it's
day
them big
lifting
veins
bricks,
that do it. They carry the blood and the oxygen to the muscle, don't they? So if you've got those big veins going on, you're gonna be one of them.
And you got that brow that we were talking about on the Patreon as well.
Oh,
that masculine brow. Yeah.
The brow.
Yeah.
I've got a cousin who's trans, and she's had a skull caved in to look more feminine because apparently like a
strong brow is masculine.
A strong forehead, the prominent forehead is very masculine.
Right.
So now, like,
is it Neanderthal a bit? Is it because
like
he's a bit Neanderthal, isn't he?
Yeah.
A deep set eye is like meant to be quite masculine.
Yeah,
and
sort of a large brow and that.
Yeah,
big eyes are like cute puppy thing, aren't they? If you got big eyes, like you're bright eyed and bushy tailed, and that's like innocence. Whereas like if you've got this deep set brow, it's like fucking watch him.
I don't know what mine is.
He's also a bouncer, by the way, in case you don't know.
He is, isn't it? Oh yeah.
Scary
I forgot
fucker.
about that. Yeah.
I hate that.
So I don't see it as that because I met Rick. We was actors. Weren't we? We were actors. We met
It feels like you treat him like he's your son. Like you're gonna. I met Rick. I took his hand to the comedy store.
Want you, Steve?
Yeah.
It was. He's like my little protege.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
He took a lot of coaxing.
Are you living vicariously for him? Do you reckon?
Initially, I
Yeah,
was.
right.
In the gym
Yeah.
especially. Yeah.
You'll be there going, I could have been that Viking. I could have been that Viking.
I'll be a Viking's dad.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at him going, I wish I was that good on stage.
Yeah.
They all do, mate. They all do.
Cue the comments.
Yeah.
It's Jay.
What were you saying? You feel like you met Rick again.
Yes. So, mate, me and Mick were at acting school.
Yes, and then he actually said, "What?"
Just stay in acting school, innit?
Well, they actually said that you swapped past, so you dragged him into stand up, and he
kind of dragged me
acting.
into. Yeah, we kind of like we did that kind of thing.
Perfect. Symbiotic relationship.
Yeah. comedy actors.
How did you get on with the acting?
All right, you know, we did about 3 years. Did you do about 3 years?
Yeah. Maybe a little bit more.
We qualified
like,
from Manchester School of Acting, MSA. It's like quite a
qualified
prestigious
actor
school.
now.
Yeah, and then we got signed to an agency and all that kind of stuff, and ended up doing like Betfred adverts and stuff.
You done Betfred advert?
I've done Betfred.
Have you?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I can't.
Voiceover. Just
It was an advert for I remember shooting it in Altrincham Market somewhere a few years ago and that. And I've done Coronation Street a few times.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you've
been in Corrie, haven't you?
yeah.
yeah, I remember
What
seeing
was
you
you
in
in Corrie
Corrie.
again?
He was
He was a villain.
horrible.
Yeah, he
What,
kidnapped the
Bobby?
little glasses kid, didn't you?
Kidnapped a kid, put a gun on someone.
Hey, not like
threatened
typecasting,
loads of
is
people.
Yeah.
When my old man was in hospital not too long ago, and I remember being in there, and the woman was having banter with my dad, and she said something as I was like leaving, but proper out of context, as I was leaving, saying, "Hey, don't be kidnapping any more kids, you." Like, everyone on the ward was like half dead, just like looked up and were just
Oh
like
my
looking at
God.
me, just staring at me, just completely out of context.
Please tell me you had the hat on at the same time. Just look like a
Yeah.
fucking criminal.
Just put my hood up and walked off.
You mustn't get recognised that much from that role.
I did.
Really?
You've been in some decent...
Manchester,
Corrie and
suppose.
Brassic,
I was gonna say,
they're
Brassic's
the
the other
main
one.
ones, yeah.
How long was you in Brassic for? Was it just one episode?
One
Or?
episode, yeah, but it was about like my family, wasn't it?
Yeah,
So,
you were like a gypsy or something, weren't you?
yeah.
I saw that. Yeah, it was
But
great.
yeah, the Brassic and Corrie are the main ones that get recognised for, and especially like when Corrie was on as well. Like the Corrie fans just
Not to be toxic, what was Michelle Keegan like?
sound. She was really, really sound.
They're all sound. They're all dead sound. And
She actually reminded me like her mannerisms the same as my sister. So
Yeah.
She just felt like a sister. On
Does your
set.
sister look like that?
I don't know, mate. I don't think so.
I've never met your sister.
No, she
Good
doesn't
job.
She looks like Michelle Keegan,
That's
that's
away from you.
Kept that quiet, mate.
With the glasses. Dirty old granddad there.
No, I...
What's her name?
Just on the end of it. What was that? C-A. Oh, yeah.
Is it double R?
Few mutuals there.
Private account? Oh, God.
So we were talking about your bouncing. Because that's always interested, isn't it? The scrapping. Because I was saying, like...
Because you love scrapping.
Well, I'm fascinated by scrapping, aren't I? Because it just seems so exhausting to me, like the idea of living with it. How often are you scrapping on the door?
See, I do it part-time now, so even when I am there, I tactically avoid as many fucking situations like that as possible.
You almost had a scrap with Bisping, didn't you?
Nearly.
Yeah, it's good that.
Who's Bisping?
Mike Bisping.
Never heard of
UFC.
him.
He's the most successful British fighter in the UFC.
Okay, well done.
Yeah. How do you remember that?
Because I remember you telling me, saying that. I think he just fought, and he come up to, and then you were like, "You're not coming in, or have you got any?" You was something.
So this is before he was famous.
Yeah, and then he was like, "Do you know who I am?" And then
When you
everyone
only
was
know
like,
him if you knew UFC.
Yeah, so I was working in Preston at the time, and he rocked up, and he was a big fuck off queue. And at this point, I was a 20-year-old, probably juiced up, fucking egotistical, steadhead.
Just get the mic a bit. I'm just conscious. Sorry.
He rocked up, and he was with his dad and a couple of other people, and he just walked straight to the front, just ignored the queue, and he was like, "Can we come through?" Like, he expected me to know who he was, but I didn't know who he was. But everyone around Preston knew that's Mike Bisping.
Because he pretends to be Mank, but he's from round there, isn't he?
Clitheroe, isn't he?
Clitheroe, I think so, yeah. But every fucker knew who he was, bar me, because obviously I wasn't
That's
really into
unfortunate.
this. Yeah. So I've just gone, yeah, of course, scan the queues down there, mate. And he's just like, kind of like, all right. And then he stepped a little bit more forward to me, and he went, "Is your manager about?" And I was like, yeah. He's a bit busy at the minute. He was stood right behind me, but I just didn't want to tell him. I was just, I've told you now, there's the queue. And in my head, I was like, "You're joining the queue." And he proper just like moved his family away from him and just stepped right to me. And I stepped even closer. I was like, I was thinking in my head, "Go on, mate, you fucking move." And in my head, I'm thinking, "Go on, mate, you move." And I'm kind of stanced myself ready for him, not knowing who the fuck this guy is. And as he got a bit closer, I'm clocking the cauliflower ears.
Right, yeah.
And the face, eyes gone a little bit. And I'm thinking, well, I've got a fight on my hands, but I'm ready.
Did you see them weren't getting anything, feeling like, hang on, this guy's too like the sun?
Not at the point, at that time, no, but it was only when he walked away. Because he said to me, "Just let your manager know Mike Bisping came." I went, "Yeah, will do." And then he walked off, and he was proper like staring me out as he walked off. And then I turned around, and all lads were like, "What do you want? Is everything all right?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Who the fuck's Mike Bisping?" And they told me who he was, and I was just like, oh, fucking hell. Fucking hell, he would have absolutely torn me to little shreds.
But if you're watching this...
Yeah. Hiya, mate.
I'll have you.
Lava Ignite.
You've only got one eye now. Fuck you. I remember I had it on the cabs. We like first. I was what 18, 20, something like that. And all the our cabbies, they're all winding me up, going, "Got to be careful here, lads. People always undercut you. People always sneak on your rank." And I said, just in my head, and you kid, you let people get to you. I was like, yeah. No one's fucking cutting me up, and it was all it was. There's two ranks, and one moves into the other one. And now and again, people just wouldn't see you because a bus would come past and they'd steal your space. And some fella done it, and I thought, I'm not letting anyone fucking steal my space. I started screaming at him, "Get over your fucking cunt, get moved back, I'm in that spec," and all that. And he's just dead calmly gone, "What are you getting a cob on for? If you want to go around the corner, we can. It's not a problem. What are you getting a cob on for?" And I'm like, not registering how calm. He's been shouting. And then a bit of me goes, he's far too calm here. Far too calm. And the next thing I get a job, someone just gets to me taxi. I thought, fuck, I'm just fucking taking them. And I wasn't meant to. You're not meant to take it from the back. I just took them. And then I called me half fella up. I was just fucking, I had a run-in with someone then. He goes, "Is it so-and-so?" And I go, "I don't know." No, I don't know. And he goes, "Oh yeah, he's an ex-European champion boxer and went from schoolboy European champion." And I was like, for fuck's sake. Yeah. I was just dead. I had to go back to him sheepishly going, "Sorry about that. Everyone got into my head." And he was like, and he's just like, "Just let things go, mate." And I'm just like, yeah. Just fucking in his head. But he was punch drunk as well. I was like, that thank fuck, he's calm now because he just killed me.
What are you trained in?
I've done Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah.
I've done Thai boxing, done Taekwondo growing up. That was my main thing growing up, Thai boxing, and just boxing.
Right. Which
sounded so fucking pleased about that, didn't he?
Yeah.
Right.
I just want to see some stories about when you
every detail now.
I just want to know some like heavy scraps you might have been in.
Heavy scraps. There
must be one standout one.
There is a couple, yeah, I'll tell you.
That you've got fucking hell, this is...
He's trying to change. He's trying to be a nice actor.
I hate the fact that I rely on doing the doors as like a top-up wage. I hate it. The stereotypes around doormen and bouncers are just horrendous. So,
and are they...
Some of them are true, because some of them are bellends. There's a lot of bellends, and there's a lot of them that are very fucking fake. But in today's society, it's more about customer service on the doors than it is anything else. And, you know, if I wanted to, I could do 7 nights a week on the venue that I'm working at the minute. So there's a lot of hours there, and, you know, there's a lot of money to be made. There's doormen that I know that are earning like 35 grand a year.
Yeah.
Because
it's not as a doorman, and you've got all the day to yourself, and they're just working nights, and they're loving life.
Yeah, but it's a stressful job.
It is a very stressful job, yeah.
Like, it's a job that you go, I'm not doing it.
Yeah,
I mean,
but it's more customer service based these days. But in regards to what you're getting at in terms of like a good scrap,
because it depends what club you're going to do, I suppose. If you're doing the Hilton, then that might be a job where it's more customer service. If you're doing walkabout, that's not much. That is just getting a load of 18 to 24-year-olds in, and then saying, "Oh, I
just hope it goes all right."
Here come the 30-year-olds now that are going to try and want to school the kids in there. This is going to be where we need to fucking get these gone.
Yeah.
Are all the doors the same price? So is there a set fee, so you get a different fee for every door sort of thing?
There will be, yeah. There's like, it depends on the venue. Like, you get your premium venues where if they can afford to pay for better doormen, you know, you get a better rate. Right. But it's more the security company, really, who you're working for and what rates they offer.
So come on, then. Come on.
Right, I'll give you a story.
Yeah.
But there was a...
We'll black your face out so you just like get an anonymous...
Stop promising things you can't do.
Yeah, like an anonymous... We'll do a voiceover. We'll do Callum Oakley can recite it.
Yeah.
Like one of them crime watch things.
This isn't like a fight that involved us, but it was a situation that happened. So.
Yeah. Like one of my shagging stories. So one of my mates, when I was 16...
So I heard of this one story, right? I was sat opposite one.
It was in Bolton, and
right,
it was a pub. It was a pub that had a social area, and they put a cage in there and wanted to do a cage fighting event. Right,
God.
And we got a phone call saying from one of the owners of the security company saying, "Oh, my niece has got a pub." in Bolton, and she's doing a cage fighting event. He didn't think to put any door staff on. Do you and a few lads want to go down for some cash in hand? So he's like, yeah.
Didn't think to put any door stuff on.
What was this cage looking like, by the way?
It was a genuine cage.
Right, okay.
But
I thought
it was like putting a cage in here and then getting everyone to sit around there and watching you two mates scrapping.
Was it a proper company, or like had they gone was it blue collar, they gone training and all stuff like that?
Yeah. So it was a proper event, but it was just like, it just didn't sit right in this place.
Yeah.
So there was only 3 of us on. 1 of us on the door, and then 2 of us walking around. And we're walking around thinking, if it goes off in here, we're fucked.
Yeah.
Right. And there was a lad from Salford.
They've all been training for 8 weeks out of scraps. And they think they know how now.
It's like there's just 3 more people fighting. That's all you are, isn't it?
There was a lad from Salford who was fighting this guy from Scotland, and he was giving it the big licks, this lad from Salford. All of his mates are in there. All fucking, you can tell they're all gangbangers. They was all on one side and all the Scottish on the other. And this lad from Salford had already been kicking off in the changing rooms trying to like square off with other fighters. Just, I don't know what his fucking game was. But yeah, he was just being a dick. Anyway, he got in the cage and he got tapped out within like 30 seconds. Literally within like 30 seconds. But then jumped up and told the ref, I didn't tap, and just kicked off all of his mates. That was enough. Now you're cheating. And they just all started launching fucking the bottles, tables. There's kids in there and everything.
Jesus.
Tables were getting flipped. I literally grabbed the table like this here and just fucking held it like a shield. Fucking pint glasses hitting it, and I'm just walking through thinking, like the gladiators. I'm getting paid enough for this. Got my way out.
That through the table every now and again.
I should have been Russell Crowe. This is my Russell Crowe
I was
moment.
looking for the Robin. I was just like,
Chariots are legging it, man.
So it's all going off. The whole place gets trashed. Like windows get put through. And
is there any point of you being there? Like the you 3 bouncers, it's just a big tear up now.
Nothing we could do. But what happened was there was a guy in front of me who I thought was my friend who I came down with, and he got laid out. So I've grabbed this guy and with reasonable force. Clocked him. It wasn't even my fucking mate. It was just a random guy on the floor. I looked and my other mate was fucking dealing with his own problems, trying to get out himself. But all these Salford lads then, where this pub was, it was in the news and everything. They smashed every single car that was parked up on the street. Every car, like fogged up on the street, every window got potted. They smashed every window.
How does anything like that end? Like, if there's no presence there, when does that end? When they just go, that's enough.
When he'd run out of energy, basically.
Yeah.
So how long did it go on for?
It probably went on for like 10, 15 minutes max, but it felt like about an hour.
That's long.
When you're in a situation like that. But it was more, for me at the time, it wasn't about like fighting and scrapping. It was more about like, because there genuinely was like kids and families in there, and I was just kind of thinking like, if I can help them get to that fire exit so they know they can get out, and that was
in
like,
your head, what would you do to disperse that? So like, what would you be looking to get a handle? Just the kids first to get them out? Or what would you do in that?
Grab a kid, put him in front of you. You can't throw anything at me.
You're not gonna.
At that point though, the people that weren't fighting knew we need to go. So it wasn't like it was like, I need to tell them, you need to leave. It was pretty obvious, we all need to get the fuck out of here.
We're not safe here.
Yeah, the event was over. Everyone kind of knew it. And it was just like, there was no containing it. It was like,
to carry on the event after that.
There was no containing it. So it was just like, everyone knew to leave, but the ones that were kind of stuck near all the madness, that was my only thing. The ones that I can help that are near me, I'll get them out, because imagine going over to 20 lads going, excuse me boys, calm down. You know, put that bottle, put it down.
You know when you turn up there and you say, did you know this is gonna
there was so many red flags. The fact we got a fucking phone call a few hours before, do you want some extra cash before you go to the door later that evening?
So there's no segregation between the Scottish lads and the...
they were separated. They were like chanting and cheering like all day. But
what do you reckon, at what point do you reckon they went, maybe have some security here?
I think when it started,
when he got the phone call,
but
literally, because it was such like
do you reckon his niece or whatever it was went, hey Dad, I've got this event on here, and he's gone, how many door stuff you got on? None. Right, okay, leave it with me.
I think that's exactly how it went. Pretty much how it went, because we got there and it was already kind of like mid-motion, mid-swing as it was anyway. So
I saw a nice video of you roundhousing someone.
Can we move away from all this? I'm not a doorman. Like, I'm not here to.
It was pretty impressive.
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah. It was.
It was on a forecourt.
I do remember that one.
When he stops being an actor, that'll be a reel on his Instagram.
Hang on.
Yeah. He's like, it was a garage forecourt, I think it was, from what I saw. Was that
forecourt?
No, it was on a door.
Oh, was it on a door?
Yeah.
Do
Was
you
you
rather
inside
just
or outside? I can't remember now. But
You roundhouse someone on a door.
yeah,
Yeah.
mate. He's like,
fucking hell?
That's just showing off that.
Yeah, it literally was, to be fair. And how I didn't get my badge stuck off me at that time, I don't know.
I need to see that, and they do as well. That is gonna be
no, because
Right,
they
no,
will
look,
take
what,
his
listen.
badge.
let's
Doesn't
move
want
on.
to talk about
No.
fucking.
Yeah.
So I've heard the doors is boss for shagging.
Yeah.
You had any good threesomes on the doors? No, I know.
So-
I've got a toxic mate
Actually,
who used to be a doorman 15 years ago, and they said they were making so much money selling drugs and stuff on the doors that they just rented out a flat in town, and they'd all take turns to go there just shagging people from the club.
Oh dear God.
He said it's just fucking...
Where is that?
It was in Liverpool City Centre.
Steve, only you'd have known stand-up.
It was about 15.
We chose the wrong
Rick's
career,
sister.
didn't we?
It was about 15 years ago, and he said it was fucking. He said, "Oh, terrible time. Should have been doing any of that, but yeah, also amazing." Like,
Yeah,
Well,
Just
Lenny,
fucking-
if you want to, let's move away from it. So you're looking. Now I spoke to you before we started recording. Is your tattoos?
yeah.
right.
We're in the process of getting rid of them, aren't we?
Well, one of them, yeah. I've got a Grim Reaper on my chest, and I went for
Yeah.
a life and death theme, but I started the death theme and never started the life theme. So I've just got like a load of death on my chest and shoulder.
Does- Do you know about the Haribo one? Or
I don't think you do. What's
heavy
that?
this one.
Got down to like the final two for a commercial, and I hate
yeah.
commercials.
Well,
I hate them with a passion.
Yeah.
You got it. Let's be
You're off
honest.
the artistic
Yeah.
roll call
And
forever, aren't you?
Good. You know.
And it was that one. Do you know where it's like
Good
the kids
dough.
are like?
A good house deposit.
Yeah.
Good house deposit.
Yeah, it was like 30 odd grand.
Oh yeah, I just told you anyway. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like 30 odd grand for one commercial, which is like 3 days. You know, it's like the money's great for commercials, but it's everything around them. Like I remember like doing self tapes in your room for commercials, and it's like you've got to look at a frog coming past, and you have to give it.
Oh,
like,
did you get the tortoise one? Did you
yeah, the tortoise one,
Yeah,
shit like that. But you just sometimes you do these tapes and you question yourself like, why am I doing this? What am I doing?
Yeah.
What am I doing? But anyway, it was the one where the you know what, the adults are speaking, and it's the kids' voices.
Yeah.
It was one of them ones.
Yeah.
So we pretty much, me and this other guy, we'd done I think a couple of auditions. We got down to like the final two, and then we got to actually meet the Haribo people in London. And they were talking to us like we had the job, everything was sweet, everything was cool, showing us the new voices, how it's gonna look, how it's gonna go. And then she was just like, just so we can like kind of like put this all to bed type thing. You know, it's the boxing one where they were both like the two boxers and they were like stood next to each other, tops off. Can we just see where your tops off? Is that all right? It's just like, yeah, no problem. And as soon as she saw my chest tattoo, she was just kind of like,
Oh no.
yeah. And her whole demeanour changed around me. Like, whole demeanour. She's like, well, if you're successful, what will happen is, it's like, hold on, I know. You just told me you was shooting next Thursday.
Style that, innit?
Yeah, so I ended up losing out on that. So I've started getting it lasered off because I don't want to be in a
Have
position.
you started on it?
I've had like 4 sessions done on it.
Mate, it's the
after-
most painful thing.
It's not. After the first 2, it came out better than it actually was. It looked brand new, like I just had it done, because it brings the ink up, doesn't it?
Yeah, mate, it's like being flicked with an elastic band that's on fire that's been dipped in hot fat. How can that not be even...
I
He's
didn't.
hard case,
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Viking! It wasn't that bad. It feels like, I don't know, like, do you know, like when you burn yourself on the night.
When you've lost 32 grand for having it stay, it doesn't feel half as
Don't
painful.
feel fuck all. Yeah.
Ouch.
You just think of the money.
Did it blister?
It did. If you cream it properly, then no. But it's still there. I've probably still got a few more sessions left on it. I got fed up. He told me it'd be gone in 3, and I had 4, and it was still fucking there. And I was like,
It's Benny, how much
I'm
is it
telling
per...
you.
it's like 70 quid a session, and it was like for 5 minutes though. Like you're only there for like 5 minutes.
Mate, we'll talk after this. I'll send you to a proper one.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
But I think the fact now that it's all broken
Who
down,
has
I think
who
it
has a
takes
tattoo remover on the side?
No, they're not on the side. It's pros.
Like Big John, but in the
Pros,
estate.
like,
Yeah.
gone pretty much.
Have you got a top on
See-
underneath that?
Oh,
No, of
why would
course
you
you
wear
haven't.
Walking around with a.
He's on
Yeah,
smack,
because
mate. He got me
I'm hard as fuck.
smacked off his tits right now.
He smacked off his tits, and he used to be about 26 stone. If you lose that much weight, you don't put a top on anymore.
Freezing though. I'm cold.
You got any? You
What are your tattoos removed? Every
No,
ex?
it was just a little shitty one that I had.
Oh, you-
I had like a
Your 7th wife?
yeah. I don't know. Has it gone?
I don't know. I can only see the mic stand, so I don't know.
Oh, you can still see a bit of inkage.
How many birds tattoos names you got on you?
One I had.
Just one.
Yeah.
That's,
Had.
Yeah, one.
I'd have thought you'd had more, you.
No, why would you do that? I
Frankie
don't want.
Kokoza.
Because you're an addict.
I know.
Addicted to love.
I know. not anymore. So it's like I've had an handicap removed now. I've got I've dropped my testosterone levels and a bit of it like 50, and I'm like, nah, I'm alright now. Yeah,
So
fine,
so
normal, ish,
Plateaued.
yeah.
Would you like a role in Corrie? So I can make it happen. I'm
Well,
joking. It's a joke. Would you?
Full time, I don't know, because I like to keep doing other things. I don't know whether I would want. Don't get me wrong, the money's great, and if you're in it full time, I can see why you would want to stay in it. But I would want to keep doing other things. I don't know whether the same role for 20 years, is something that I would. Like, I'd be excited about doing. Do you know what I mean? Because at that point, it then is just a job.
Like when Keegan got well, Michelle Keegan obviously had that thing, didn't she? She felt that I didn't want to do that. Like I do think it would be like such a job.
I would do it. Don't get me wrong. I think if anything, I'd want to be in there long enough, but not long enough that everyone only knows you.
You are Gail.
Not to be clearly.
You never know. You never know unless you're faced with it. I'm sure.
I think
I'm in the same.
life,
I think like Rick. I would not to do that forever, but then
you got 5 kids. You know, that money gets put in front of you.
The experience and the money for a few years, all day long. But full time, there's too many other jobs out there that I would want to.
I think it's like I say. I think it depends on where you are in your life, because if there's part, I feel like that the comic, like loads of comics, I wouldn't want to be Paul Smith and just do one club. Me or like just before he got famous, just do one club and just do that, and then. When you got fucking 2 kids and a mortgage and all that, and you're thinking young kids, so then you think, but I don't have to go and fucking chase it now. It's a bit fucking. But it's a hard thing to turn down.
We were saying off the before we cut, like you'd say you're like a middle spot now, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You think it works a bit? You think it works similar to stand up, do you, a bit in a bit?
You do. Well, I've done because I've done so many gigs for. Coronation Street. Now, I see it as my original 10 spots for the store.
Right.
That's how I look at it.
Gently, it does feel a bit like that. It feels
like that. So I've done my 2 10s for the store.
So where's the
headline spot?
Club headline level in acting?
Club headline levels when you're coming in as like the lead for the show.
Yeah. They've made the show.
So give me an example now of somebody who would be a club headliner. Who's not huge, but like just a headliner on the top.
A guy called Nico Miralegro. There you go.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, that works because no one knows headliners.
Well, he's done loads. So he was in Hollyoaks for years.
Right.
But he was a character that was like he played like an emo.
Well, I recognise his face.
You'll recognise his face, yeah. He played an emo guy, but then when he came out of it, he was looking like himself again. So he didn't really look like
his name?
The guy Nico, Nico, and Miralegro. Good luck.
Got him.
But he's getting brought in as leads on TV shows, yeah.
No idea who he is.
He is fantastic. He is an amazing actor.
I don't know him either.
Do you know him? Nope. So he's right, okay. So he's the guy he's getting everything now.
He's getting there, yeah. He's pretty much like his full-time job is an actor.
Right.
So I think it's when you become a full-time actor when you can probably say you're headlining now.
Right,
about that Paul Mescal fella.
Who?
He was. Do you know who he is? You know it was put on Disney. The Banshees of what's it?
Inisherin.
Got his winky out in that other one.
That's what he was in, wasn't it? Banshees of Inisherin.
No, I'm talking. Well, I don't know what it was called. It was in them. I don't remember. He's just this guy. I don't know what the show was called, but he just got his winky out.
Right. All right. I don't think.
I'll tell you. I think it was club headliner. You know the guy from Skins.
Yeah, well, the like,
him,
you know, with a really northern accent, still skinny guy.
Yeah, he played Cook, did he? He's more than headliner though, isn't he?
You mean he's been in like
Lady Chatterley's Lover?
Yeah, and Shea Meadows use him and like has he been in This Is England and everything?
Yeah, him.
Yeah,
I did an audition for Shea Meadows. I had to go to Alderley Edge and go dancing in the woods. Yeah. It was meant to be some like ritual thing.
Was he in the buff?
Yeah.
Was you in the buff?
In the buff?
Naked?
No, I had like a fucking thing wrapped around me like I was like some monk though.
A tunic?
Yeah.
Jack O'Connell.
Yeah, Jack O'Connell, yeah, he's good friends with Nico.
You did Jack O'Connell's roles, you
I'm
could do a Jack O'Connell.
I'm waiting to play Steve Graham's brother.
Yeah, you could get away with that.
What's your Scouse like?
I get it a lot. I don't know, but I'm shit, but because my missus is Scouse. But she always says that I can't do it. Fuming.
No,
But
no.
could you not have been born?
Fuming.
Could you not have been
No,
born then?
no,
His
that's
mother who
not-
moved to
that's
Warrington.
Scouse.
No.
That's why it's not O. It's F-E-W. You're doing it F-O-O.
See, if I can't get it, it comes out.
F-E-W. Few. Like
Fuming.
Like,
Fuming,
there's a few of it.
Fuming.
There's a few of them.
A few of them.
Few of them.
Yeah, I was closer.
See, I was taking a piss then.
What about Frank Gallagher's son?
Why? What's he?
Frank Gallagher from Skins.
Yeah, no, Skins. What was it?
What about
Skins?
Not Skins, Shameless.
Shameless. Yeah.
Yeah.
Being like man.
Yeah, you could do some
Well,
relation to him.
I am. Well, like it's easy for me. I am man. I'm
Yeah,
from
he meant
Salford.
because he looks a bit like Stephen Graham. No?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that's-
Oh no, yeah, because you could look a bit
I
like
could
Stephen
play
Graham.
Stephen Graham's brother who moved to Manchester when they were young.
Right.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, well, that's what I think. Yeah, I was supposed to say
Stephen
that.
Graham's man
Yeah,
cousin.
he moved to Warrington when the divorce happened, and
yeah.
that's
He's
it,
not
yeah.
seen him for 20 years, and that
Yeah.
comes out. Yeah.
We just write it. Just write.
Should we write sort of
yeah,
it?
yeah, it'd be like Boiling Point, but like,
Yeah. But you're working in Subway.
yeah,
I'm already invested.
yeah, okay,
Yeah.
right, it's brilliant. Yeah.
So you
do
ever
you-
wrote anything?
Well, funnily enough, I've got 2 ideas, right? 2 film script ideas. I'm not going to say
Straight
it.
in for the film, not a TV
Well,
show.
one, both sci-fis, but one's a comedy horror, right?
Right.
Both already written, but I don't really know how to get them down.
Can't say they're both already written.
But the ideas are fully formed, so I know where the beginning, middle, and end is,
Right.
right? Whereas before, it's not just a good idea.
Yeah.
So I've joined. I've enrolled at college to do a what's it course?
Scriptwriting course.
A scriptwriting, creative writing course. It starts in April. So I'm going to do that and then get them down on paper. And one of them is just really, really good, but it's shit and it knows it's shit. It's a comedy horror that just revels in the fact that it's absolute shite, and I don't want to give the idea away because it is fantastic. But but that's easy to do, very easy to shoot, right? But the other one is massive sci-fi budget. I've already approached people.
Writing anything that's massive budget, I find is that it's difficult because you're thinking, what's the fucking point?
Why?
You're best
Yeah,
off
'cause-
writing the
yeah,
one
yeah.
that you
Why
think
take a
could get
chance?
made.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Write the
But
one you
don't
can
put the
write
energy
the one you
into
can
one.
probably make yourself.
Yeah.
Well, which is one of them. But one of them is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could even do like a 10-minute one yourself, and then you can send the 10-minute one off to get something.
Yeah. When the cameras stop rolling, I will tell you.
Oh, cool.
If
What
anyone
about?
steals your
Do you write
ideas.
anything ever for yourself?
I'm similar to Steve there. I've got like a number of ideas of good concepts, but I would have to do what you're doing.
You could
there,
play
which is
me in
more-
my suicide.
Oof.
No, he couldn't.
Oh.
No. Because we're doing your suicide, I'm not having him paying you now.
Why not?
Because then who's going to play me like fucking just some Rick Waller looking cunt? Fucking
Rick
Vader.
Waller. Rob Thomas fucking played by Rick Waller.
Oh.
Oh Jesus!
Oh, fucking
How's your witness?
hell. Rick Waller, fucking hell.
I've not heard that name for a while.
I couldn't think of a fat cunt. I don't know why that was in my head, but I couldn't think of a fat cunt, so
Excuse me.
been no famous fat cunts for a while.
Right.
No, there's not, has there? No.
I can't think of anyone's been famously fat for a while.
No.
Rick Waller.
That's the last famously fat person I can think of.
That and Michelle McManus on it.
Yeah, Michelle.
Yeah.
Rick Waller and Michelle McManus.
And
Yeah.
Susan Boyle, but she was more something different, wasn't she?
Yeah, that was.
Wasn't so much fat as the whole thing was Susan
Yeah, there was a
Boyle.
lot going on.
So what would be your dream role then?
Much a dream role. It'd be more consistent work because the work's coming through for me now, but it would be more if I could get it more consistently, so I don't have to rely on
Do
other
any
stuff.
Yeah.
So you more-
It's that
would you-
one role in it that triggers
Literally,
everything.
Like
Would
some,
you
of the,
on
some of the
screen-
auditions that come through, you sat there looking at it thinking, if this comes off, that's it. Like that is it.
You don't want to do like a theatre though. You're not,
I'm not against theatre,
but you'd rather be
I
screen.
would much. I know I'm more based towards TV film, so
Right, because I sat in a thing. I went to Hollyoaks and I sat in an editing thing, and there was an actor who just started on Hollyoaks, and he was going like, "Nah, this guy's he's too slow. He's not quick enough."
right.
Because
Yeah,
he
you
was
have to have
saying
a quick pace on soaps.
he'd come from like theatre, like you could tell, this
Yeah,
guy's like
yeah.
a stage actor rather than
Yeah.
something on screen.
And it can throw a lot of them as well because you're on set and like literally on something like Hollyoaks, it is literally
Yeah.
you haven't got time to bask in your emotions. It's kind of like do that, but times it up like 100 and just get it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Whilst
they
hitting
are
marks
on.
as well. You got to hit marks quick.
Yeah. Whereas with theatre, you can bask in that moment and you can like draw
What
it
do you mean
out.
by hit your marks? Is in like
They'll
positions?
they'll put some like magnetic strips on
Yeah,
the floor,
true, yeah.
and so you might have to hit 3 marks in the middle of what you're saying.
Right.
You know,
I saw the extras getting directed, and I thought that looks hard. I was thinking the extras got to walk here, and I was thinking, can the extra just go a bit slow? And I was thinking, fucking hell, it's hard work. This, you know, you've got to get from there to there at the right time.
When you're going for the audition for the part of it as well, the person whose company it is that's working for the people who want the show doing, he's normally a right arsehole, that person. And if you come in and they'll say, right, just walk in, and he'll be like, do you know how to fucking walk? Can you walk? And you're like. And then you don't know what to do.
Are these directors on TV?
Yeah, you're just the guy who's the producer, the guy who's like filming it. You know, the guy who's behind the camera. He'll give it to the client. You know, him,
The casting director.
The casting director. They can be quite rough. Them guys. He's like some of them are very nice, but there's the odd one that's a fucking asshole. I was watching extras, and he's come walking in with a tray. And he's going, no. And he's all he's doing is walking in with the tray. And he's walking in with the tray. He's like, no.
It's hard.
Like,
It's fucking hard. I tell you, I was watching this thinking like, I wouldn't want this. The pressure of getting it, because as the camera's getting tracked along here, you've got to come across it. Like, and he's like, can you go a bit slower next time?
It's like rubbing your head and patting your stomach. You know that fucking. You've got it. It's like all that's coming into play. So you've got, and then you might have to be like taking drugs or making up a works in a needle or something like that, and passing them around and stuff and everything, smoking a joint.
Talking about typecast.
Yeah.
But everyone on them soaps can't be fucking arsed, can they? Like everyone there's just like the boom operator, the guy, the director. They're like just freelance, aren't they? They'll get like an 8-week.
Some of them, yeah, but some of them work
whatever.
there full time as well.
Do they?
On soaps, yeah.
Right. Loads. Coronation Street, there's loads. Loads of different.
They have like
directors.
different blocks. They have like 3-4 different blocks at a time on Corrie. But that's like, you know, well established kind of, you know, moving train, that, innit?
Yeah.
It's like the one-off soaps that haven't got like, it's just a big ensemble of people that have just come together for the first time. That's when sometimes you can like hit a railroad because like everyone's not used to working with each other.
What would be classed as like a one-off show?
So I did the IRA last year, and that was a one, like everyone that was working together there.
Yeah.
That was the first time everyone probably been put together. Right. So like that would be like a load of freelancers coming in. Right. By the end of the shoot, everyone knows how each other works, everything goes. But when you go on something like Hollyoaks or Corrie, then they've been there for years. You know, everyone knows exactly how everyone works. So you can come in, and sometimes it can be a little bit overwhelming.
Can I feel like clicky or something?
Sometimes, yeah.
I made the mistake of going in the extras post, right? This is a proper.
That's an industry laugh right there. The extras were
This is the equivalent of all the comedians, and then the headline comes in and goes and sits with all the open spots.
Yeah,
right.
So I've got a proper speaking part, right?
Right.
In a big production.
Congratulations.
No, it's not. This is
show off.
Yeah.
I can talk on the set.
It was a direct offer as well. Direct offer. And
the way you went, I've got a
see with his
speaking part.
So you stuttered over it as you told us.
Listen. So I
puts his script down on the table in front of everyone.
We've just got exposition to go on, but you've got script, actual words.
This is what happened. This is exactly what happened.
Do you mind help me lay me lines?
Yeah.
I'm sat there with him as well.
Yeah.
So I got on. It's a double-decker bus.
Walk slower.
So as I'm going on,
Double-decker bus.
It's a double-decker bus, and all the extras are all sat on it. And I said, it's my first time and all that. I don't know what I'm doing. They was like, all right, don't worry, mate. This is what you do, and you do this, and you do that, and everything. And he said, like, okay, what are you doing? He said, well, I'm the guy who stands over there with this and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, okay. And then the next thing, I've made a few mates, so I was chatting and all that, a bit of camaraderie going on and everything. And then the next thing, this guy comes in with his script, and he went, so have you got Steve Harris like that? And I went, yeah, like that. He went, you've got a trailer. And everyone on these fucking minutes went,
and you turned on them instantly.
Yeah.
And see you later, peasant.
As I walked past, every one of them tried to fucking trip me up on the way out. I was trying to get off the bus. So I went in and I went and got it. And I walked in and had a shower, TV, fucking.
What show was it?
It was amazing. It was something on BBC called Love, Lies and Records. It was called. And anyway, about half an hour, I went back and went, anyone want to use my toilet? Fucked off. Yeah, I had no idea. All right, everyone. Yeah.
Was your name on the trailer?
Yeah.
What is it like with the extras on set? Are you meant to be a bit aloof with them? A bit like, come on, I'm the talent here.
You don't really deal with them until you're actually on set.
Right.
When
There's
you're
no reason for you to
job,
talk
do you know what I mean?
them. There's no reason. But you wouldn't be an arsehole with them if they were.
Right.
No. When you're on set, you're there to do a job, so you're probably more focused about your lines than how am I going to talk to them?
Which you will
Do you know
trip
what
up on.
This
You will trip
does
up on.
an house like a green room. Yeah, you would talk. You'd be nice to them, but you never know you're going to see them again. So why bother talking to them?
So true.
Yeah, I'm here to think about the week. I've eaten my 20 spots.
Some of the makeup people and the people that check, the ones that check for continuity and that, they don't half bitch about the actors. I fucking hate this one.
I never understood that though. With
just like some of they can be a bit diva-ish.
no, but I mean with the continuity, I never understood. Like, do you know, in between sets and stuff, they'll stand there with an umbrella holding it over you, and I used to see like, why can the actor not hold his own umbrella? But it's all for like continuity, like you said.
Yeah.
Like they don't want anything to get wet or anything like that. And I used to always think like it was a proper diva-ish kind of like.
Well, they said you'd be surprised how many times they get people emailing them in. Just go, the water level was down on this.
Yeah, you watch YouTube.
That's all I ever watch for when I watch a show.
And they go,
continuity things now.
Yeah.
Just looking at the pint, looking at the head moving at the back and thinking, he's not saying that.
Look how quick he drinks that pint.
Yeah.
He's mid-sentence, it's there, next thing it's down.
Yeah.
Sit down.
Yeah. Cigarette burning down quick.
Yeah. So you don't know. So I asked you about going to America, and you said you wouldn't.
Are you trying to crack America?
No.
Well, no, I'm trying to see if he'd ever get there.
I would go there.
Elba's the only
Trying
one
to
to
see
have
if you
done
can
it.
actually get in.
Yeah. Not after that round outside the forecourt.
He's just
trying to say no.
That was a Polish man. That was a Polish guy.
Like winging it. Like
I was playing the role of a doorman.
Yeah.
Nah, I think personally you have to crack your own ground first before you can go over. There's nothing to say you can't. But me personally, I think I would rather be more of a household name over here, because technically you're going over to America and they're like, well, what have we done in the UK? Why should we take a punt on you if you people back home, man? That's the way I see it. But people do go over and they do workshops, they get spotted, they get picked up before you know it. They're working out there.
Are you ever stressed by it? Because like as comics, we do sort of feel a bit like if you work a bit, you can still put stuff out on that. Like I was saying, like about acting, like it is just such a, it's just like seems so out of control.
Well, that's the thing. What do you reckon actors like who people have been in stuff think of the likes of TikTok actors and that now? Because that's massive. Now, have you seen that? Where like it's not like even just
social
sketches.
Media presence.
It's loads like wannabe actors just acting on social media. They'll be like. They'll put a song on and they'll be like, this song and this is how I react. You just find out your partner cheated on you and the next thing you just act out a scene and the lyrics of the song match that your partner cheated
Nobody's
on you.
Getting picked up off that, are they?
Yeah, well, you got a big enough fucking...
What, to get signed to go and do a film?
No.
Based on a TikTok?
Not to do a film, but to get him to put on TV and put on stuff.
There is more... Especially today with social media and having a presence, there is people that have big presences that just end up, doing...
Yeah, but that's to sell... like, we're going tickets-wise, you put someone on, but for an acting job, there's no tickets being sold off the actor.
Yeah, but there's a girl I follow because I fancy her. There's loads of school sketches, like, I'm SLT, I'm this, pretends to be a teacher all the time. And they're, like, I've now seen her pop up and stuff. And I imagine it's because of her Instagram.
But do you remember when they put them two stars in on Hollyoaks?
Yeah, that was so
scene
funny.
went viral because it was like the worst,
So
like
funny.
really bad acting. It was on like Love Island or something like that.
Yeah, but they're
Two
just
brothers.
dancers though, aren't they?
Or was it Strictly or something?
No, so they were on, one of them was on Love Island. One of them...
There I am. He's a good-looking lad.
Oh my God, what's going on?
That was me after a gong show.
One of them was on Strictly. One of them was on Love Island.
Right.
So, and then... So they're just famous for being on reality TV, basically.
Well, that's a prime example
But they were
of
both
it not
dancers.
translating over. So
That's what I mean. You're not going to get someone on social media.
It shows it up, doesn't it?
No,
Shows
there's
it up what it's for.
proper actors on TikTok now who have got massive things just doing sketches or even just doing...
There's nothing for them to gain, no. There's nothing for them. It might be like
an online
some company that used them for a
well, stuff in Asia that are a name, aren't they?
It's not like comics. Like, it's not like we need
sell
people
tickets.
to turn
But
up to sell tickets.
There are people who will use them just because they've got a following.
Some, yeah.
Like,
Not as
Yeah,
much
you'll get
so.
people saying, "Can
It's
you do an
very rare.
advert for smoke for these cigarettes for this vape? Will you do an
At the
advert?"
end of the day, if you go into a room and do an audition, if you're amazing and then that person comes in and they're not as good and they've got a big social media following, they're not going to get the job over the amazing.
No, they're not.
You would like to think that the casting director,
amazing gets it every time.
So what
they want you to get the job and they want the best person, the right person.
I have done auditions where I know I have absolutely smashed it. I've walked away thinking, someone's gone in and done better, miles better.
Yeah.
You know, they just have.
So do you ever feel? So how do you feel like your acting can get better? Like, do you know, like what would you do to become a better actor?
4 nervous breakdowns. 4 nervous breakdowns. Near-death experience.
Yeah.
And
bit of anxiety.
Yeah.
So what?
No, you've just got to keep going. You can't think of it like that. You've just got to, because I've seen the progress and I'm seeing the progress with where I'm getting, and it's slow but steady. But I'm seeing that it is slowly getting there. With the roles that I'm being seen for, with the caliber of jobs that are coming through, you know, it's slowly but surely getting there. But if you kind of individually kind of break down each thing, it's just so out of your control acting. It's
so I'm just fascinated by pursuing just acting solely just pursuing.
Well, that's why
acting.
I've got other side hustles going on.
Yeah,
you can't until it's coming in until it's coming in full time, and you rely solely on that. Then you do have to have other things to occupy your time.
Yeah, you definitely do. And you know the thing as well, see what we talk about a lot is presence, being present in when you're acting, right? That's
right.
Really, if you could bottle that, do you know when you've done it and you've done a scene and you know you've been present and then you think, if I could just bottle that now, that because you forget very quickly how to be present in a scene.
Right,
yeah. You know, you can be
just
like,
you
can live and breathe it, and suddenly you're in a different place and you're honest and you're present and you know you've just nailed that and you think, fucking hell, that was
easy. And
you're
forever learning on it as well.
You walk away from it, you forgot again.
I feel like that when I'm in the car. Yeah. And I'm acting something out in the car and I think, oh my God, you could do this. And then you get out the car and you go, oh, babe, I just done this. And then you try and do it again. And you're like, just the fact she's looking at you, you're like, no.
Yeah.
Fuck it. It's for losers anyway.
Will you be told how to try and harness that?
Yeah.
What are the techniques to try and get that?
Well, by looking and reacting to what is being delivered to you, by not really thinking too much about it, and just trying to react with whatever has been sent your way in a really realistic manner that requires the kind of emotion.
So when you see like Leonardo DiCaprio doing that speech in The Wolf of Wall Street, like when you watch him do that, then you think, oh, I could do that.
Yeah.
But then when it's just you on your own in front of that, they go, right, everyone, go, and then you be like, oh, I feel like a tit now.
Yeah.
But like when you're watching him do it, you go, I could do that role, and you're in the living room.
So many steps ahead of himself.
In that moment there where you just said that, you would be like, oh, fuck, because you're just being thrown.
Because it's such a good performance from him that you're thinking.
He would have rehearsed that and he would have had time to have really broke down every single element of that
acting
for weeks and weeks and weeks before.
Yep.
So before he even got on set to do that thing, he knew well in advance all of his lines, everything he was going to do, and the dynamics of where it was kind of going to go. And don't forget, that scene's a real scene, so he's got a real reference point to go off there. You can actually see the real Jordan Belfort doing that speech.
That's right.
On like a shitty fucking back-in-the-day camera.
He'll have an acting coach. He'll also have an actress that's really good to rehearse with. And all that.
Margot Robbie.
They would have stopped and picked on every line. Why are you saying because? Why do you think you're saying because? Is it because of this and because of that? So you're bringing all sorts of different becauses to that. You're piecing it together. So by the time it comes to do it, they've picked over every line, every idiosyncrasy, all the nuances of because.
But in that moment you're saying there where it's like, oh yeah, it looks amazing. And like you do it, it's like, oh, well, no, because you need time to prep and rehearse.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's the key. That's the key.
Do you think you could do a role like for a big movie role now?
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
You could smash a movie role now.
100%.
What movie have you seen recently, or a movie that you've seen you go, I could fucking kill
The Gentleman.
Oh, which one? Oh, you think you're nasty, boys? You think you're hard, men?
So I had an audition for that.
What's this one?
The Gentleman. Guy Ritchie.
Not seen it, no.
It's
brilliant.
It is good. Have you not seen it?
No.
That's one job that I wish I got.
Who's the Matthew McConaughey's in it?
Matthew McConaughey's in it. I forgot his name, but the guy, I actually got told when I had a beard, I actually looked.
Colin Farrell's brilliant in it, yeah.
He's amazing, isn't he?
You look like who?
You're embarrassing yourselves, boys.
What's that guy called?
Colin Farrell's good, isn't he?
Yeah.
Let me just have a quick little look for you. But I got
What's
told
Women
quite a
slap.
lot when it come out.
Women slap fucking slides.
That who's the guy with the beard?
I'd love for that.
That's what I'm saying, the guy with the beard.
He's excellent. Him.
Yeah, the one who goes, do you think you're nasty, man?
Charlie Hunnam.
Yeah.
You think you're hard, man?
He's like you, Rick. He can grow a beard in a day.
Yeah.
So
He was in Vikings or
bit
something,
nervous.
wasn't he? Yeah, I know he is. Yeah,
He's dead.
Oh yeah, him. Yeah,
he was
yeah.
bossing it.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. Again, every word. It's not a wasted line. It's not a wasted word when he speaks.
There's a little scene between him and Hugh Grant on the table at a barbecue.
How good's that scene?
And did
How
you
good's
know-
Hugh Grant in that scene?
Yeah, I'll be honest. The reason I remember that scene is because I think I'd fucking love that table.
Do you know that? Do you know that why that's so perfect? Because that's what's the director called of that again? Sorry,
Guy Ritchie.
Guy
Ritchie
Ritchie.
said.
That's his own thing. He sells them. That's his creation.
What,
And
that table?
Yeah, and he wanted them in the. He wanted it in the film.
Get out of
Because
it.
it's fucking boss.
Yeah.
That's why.
It's like a table with like you can like fry stuff on it and like it's like an oven as well.
Yeah, it's got like a little fire. I mean, I love this table.
Yeah,
it's got like a little fire pit in it, but then also it's got a hot plate on it. So you know when you go like when you go to like them Japanese places where they do the chef.
Oh, yeah.
sort of stuff.
Teppanyaki.
Yeah, it's like that sort of thing.
yeah.
So like he's just there cooking
He used it as product
cooking
placement in his
cooking a
film.
wagyu steak.
That's right.
On the hot plate,
yeah.
and then there's the fire in between as well. And
And
used it as product
Hugh Grant
placement.
knows what he's talking about in that scene as
And it
well.
was
'cause
He's brilliant.
I've loved it. I've studied film inside and out, and he knows exactly what he's talking about. Whoever's wrote that, obviously Guy Ritchie's wrote the script. Someone who knows exactly what they're talking about the industry and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. It's
What film has there been that everyone knows that thing that you've gone? That's a shit. That's a bad acting job.
Do you see films the way we'll see stand
Godfather
up?
3.
Who?
What's his face? What's his name?
Don't know. I've not seen.
Oh yeah, the same
Pacino.
any given Sunday. Yeah,
Pacino in The Godfather 3. It's a joke. It's school play. It's
I'll
appalling.
have to rewatch it.
Yeah.
What's coming to
Don't
you?
really know.
Oh.
I've not really
Well,
got
you
one
don't
where
want
I
to
look
slag
at
it
and
off
go,
just in case you get into. This is us asking to slag off the big
kids
comics
work
now,
with
isn't
the
it?
mates and
Yeah. What big, huge comics in the world do you think is shit? That's how it is.
but do you think actors look at someone like Christopher Walken, who plays the same part in every film, and go, "That's shit." That.
Nah, because they'll just be jealous of him. It's the same as like Samuel L. Jackson said.
So like
he
if
just
I was
does
to
everything, but
Like if I was to say, "Oh, Steve hasn't wrote a new 20 in 20 years," it's because I'm jealous how good his 20 is. It's the same as saying Christopher Walken plays the same part in every movie.
it's not the same part, though, is it?
It is though, innit?
I know what you say. I do. It's the
Christopher
same
Walken.
cast type in it.
It's about
being
what they
cast
bring
type's
as well.
a good thing, though.
They
But
bring everything they bring to it. That even though it's because they're doing the same thing, they would look like they're doing the same thing. They're actually not. When they were filming extras, they said it was one take. Everything was one take. Everything. They didn't need anything more. They didn't need it from a different angle. It was just fucking superstars for a reason.
Yeah.
I think I could do that. I think I've got.
Come on, let's go get a scene now. Let's
Come on, then. I did the acting job, did I, for the betting commercial? That was all right.
I seen that.
Thank you.
It was actually
It was all right,
pretty
wasn't
shit.
it? Fuck off. You do it.
What did you do?
I'd beat you in a laddie's
He
advert.
sat there like that and he was pretending like he scored and he was going like that. And he was
Yeah, I'd do a better job than that than you.
It was a bit overacted, I thought myself.
Mate, he just did a better job then by showing me.
Trust me.
Get it up.
Get it.
What do you want to
You
do
get a
then?
script. I'll out-act anyone.
Come on then. What do you want me to act now?
Do Goodwill Hunting.
I'm nervous
It's not
now.
your fault.
Okay. Oh, that's hard. I only saw that film the other week, so hang on. Who am I?
Which
Who
one
am
do you want to be?
Who am I? I don't know.
I'll let you pick.
I can't remember. So is it when Will is crying?
So yeah, it's Will and it's Robin Williams and Matt Damon.
Right.
Okay.
And Matt Damon is the one where it's like. And
Am I?
So Robin Williams goes to him. You see all these things. I've seen your file. I've read it all. And he goes, yeah, but do you know any of it? And he goes, we had an experience with it. And he goes, oh, he goes, yeah, but do you know any of it? And he goes, yeah, no. And he goes, listen, Will, see all this here. All this here. It's not your fault.
Right.
And he goes, oh, shut up, leave me alone. No,
Rob, that was so good.
it's not
Yeah.
your
He
fault.
did so
Yeah.
well there.
Okay, also as well,
That was
just
brilliant.
also, so do that, and then make it up, make a little bit, about 10, 15 seconds, make a bit of it up, right? So we're going to go
I
camera
can't.
rolling.
My arse is gone
Which one do you
now.
want to be?
Camera rolling.
Which one do you want to be?
Camera
Do you want to be
rolling.
Matt Damon or do you want to be Robin Williams?
I can't do it.
Ah, he's bottled
I
it.
can do the
Right,
Betty's advert. but I-
give him an easier one.
I got-
Morpheus giving Neo the red or
I've
blue
never
pill.
seen it.
Oh,
He's not seen loads of shit. He's
No,
not
I haven't
lying.
seen anything.
He's about.
I've got a line for
We'll do
you.
the
I'll do
gladiator speech.
Chiswell Edgeforce
Do
line.
gladiator
I will not fall into despair.
No, do the gladiator speech.
That was all right, wasn't it? Thank you.
It's your favourite film. Come on, do your gladiator speech.
What was wrong with that?
Oh my god! Right, bottle that. Right.
You do
camera, rolling.
What am I doing?
Right, do that again.
She's
But you're
well
gonna wait for
Edgeforth
action. You're
in
gonna wait
12
for
Years a
action.
Slave.
Right, so camera rolling, up to speed, action.
Wait there.
Are you bottled already?
I'm gonna do it.
You fucked it.
I will not
50K.
fall into despair. Well, you want me to do that line?
Yeah,
Gladiator.
Camera
What's your
rolling.
I don't know what Gladiator's
Fight on
line is.
set.
I am a father.
Oh, yeah. No,
Fight
I can't
on
do that one.
set.
That's hard, that one.
You turn your back on me.
That's hard. Yeah.
Camera
What's
rolling.
your name?
Camera rolling.
I'm trying to think of which scene I'm in now. I'm going to do... I will not fall into despair, which I don't know the context
That's one
of that one
line,
about.
though.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
I want 3 or 4 lines.
Right, I don't know. This is on the spot, this.
You
Like,
said
Leo
you'd
DiCaprio had
you'd
weeks to rehearse
improvisation.
that.
You said you'd out-act anyone.
My arse is gone.
Shite.
My arse
See,
is
you
gone.
just wasted a whole fucking 150k.
All day gone.
Yeah.
Cheers for that.
You bottled
It's
it.
gone. Yeah, thanks for that. Next.
Oh no, I really feel like I've let down like
He's not now. He's devastated.
Is that a
That's
big
us
thing?
after a
though?
shit audition. Like, oh, for fuck's sake.
But is that a big thing on like
Off the cuff, it was dead good.
if you do something? If you do
Did you
something
want Legend
shit,
4?
All right, man.
you feel like you let everyone down. Is that a big thing in acting? You feel like you've let everyone on the set down?
Yeah.
If we have a bad gig and stand up,
Yeah.
unless we
Yeah.
kill a gig
Mike.
like by being audible to the audience, then we've only let ourselves down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do
but
you- do you
the thing
feel
is,
Yeah.
if you're wasting time on set and you're constantly doing it wrong, then yeah.
Yeah. I've actually had that happen.
I can't play doubles tennis because of that. I couldn't.
I was sat and the director kept coming in going, Steve, all you have to say is tomorrow, the next day, or the morning after. That's it. You're not thinking of it, just those 3 words. And I'm like, okay. And everyone sat around or something. It's like in a courtroom situation and all that and everything. And I just couldn't everything doing it. And even all the actors were going, oh, my head's fell off. And I was ruining it for everybody else.
But it's harder when it's only a little runway of words. because you've
And
not
the
got that much
camera's
to deal
right
with.
there on you, and it's your fucking moment.
Yeah.
And you've got 3 things to say.
Oh, I
and,
hate that
and
one.
as he's walked away,
sounds horrible.
I forgot what 3 things he's had to say because it's not been in the script. They've improvised it a bit. So I've got to say bananas, apples, pears.
Tomorrow,
right?
today,
That
or the
simple.
morning after.
Gone. Yeah.
You're genuinely waiting for us to give you a role now.
I'd
Then
smash it, that's
go on,
right.
then what are you gonna do?
Don't give me anything.
Right then, do the Will
Well,
Goodwill
laughing now.
Hunting.
Which part?
Right, you're gonna be Will
Right. Okay.
crying in the office.
Okay, come
Okay, and you're gonna be Robin.
What do I say?
You're Robin, so you go. It's okay. It's okay.
No, it's not your fault.
not
You
your
fucked
fault.
up
That's not
already.
your fault.
So how many times do I say that?
Well, he's
About
gonna
4
be
or 5
crying.
times.
Right. Okay. Come on.
Okay, camera
Right.
rolling.
Hold on. Let me just. I'm trying to remember his name. What's
It's hard, isn't it?
name? No, I need. What's his name?
It's your favorite film.
Yeah, I know. It's
Fucking hell! It's favorite film. He doesn't even know the fucking
Robin
lead actor.
Williams. What's his name? Fucking in it. Oh, I forgot.
He's stalling here again. He's just.
I'm not going.
All right,
I'll
then,
just
go
make a
on.
name up. No.
Camera rolling.
Right.
I'll just call him
Lights.
Steve.
Quiet on set.
Quiet
Up
on
to
set.
speed.
Rolling. And action.
He's fucked
You
it.
shit up.
He's forgot it.
No, it's not your fault.
What was that?
He's gone.
It's not your fault.
No, you got to start with that.
Okay, right. Come on, right. Turn him
Can't go.
around.
You
Okay,
got to
right.
build into it. It's not your
Oh,
fault.
I'm waiting for
Okay.
you. Why am I saying
You got because what basically what
All
you've
right,
got is
then.
my case file in front of you.
Okay.
You're a psychologist. My case file in front of you. You've got all the abuse you've been through as a child.
Yeah.
And you're laying it there. I know you've seen it, but over the past 2 hours, we've become friends.
Okay.
It's like a little bit like you and Rick. You're like a father figure to me now.
Okay.
And you've got my case file. You're trying to, but it's the breakthrough.
Excited.
It's the breakthrough. And you're trying to say this. You know I've held on to it. You know this is what I hold on to. The shame of the fact that I've been abused, beaten, fingered up my ass, all that. Just like, and I cause I'm a proud scally, because for us it's a boss over there. But say proud scally, I've held that. There's some sort of shame in me that's happened to me. That's my fault.
Okay.
And you've got it.
Stalling here, Rick.
You're laying into me.
Stalling.
Like you're
Okay.
You go.
This is nose. It's nose.
Yeah.
What's my motivation?
Right,
What's
so
my
it's start-
motivation?
Well, you're trying to find the final breakthrough to me. 'Cause I'm a genius.
Right. Okay.
At any point, if I get out my own head,
Right.
I could.
The world's his oyster.
The world's my oyster.
Right.
Like,
Okay.
and
Okay.
it's literally you've got that on your shoulders. That it's now or never. Otherwise, I'm just going to end up a smackhead who kills himself.
Okay.
And so it starts with the case file's just there.
Would it help if he sat here for this one scene?
No, he needs to be there. There needs to be a bit of distance because it's a psychologist. Isn't it?
Okay.
Right. So I'll start with.
You excited?
You had the big scene. Right, you ready?
Right.
So what are you starting with?
You start with.
It's not your fault.
We look at the case file.
Okay.
You just look at it. You just glance at it.
Right, rather than limiting yourself with what am I saying,
Yeah.
just do what you feel is natural
Yeah.
with words. It doesn't need to be he says this and then he says that. Just both of you, just play the scene
Okay.
how you would play the scene. So all that notes he's just give you,
Okay.
You do that as Steve Harris, the psychiatrist,
Okay.
that's trying to break through to Rob Thomas, the genius.
Okay.
Okay.
And quiet on set, please.
Quiet on
Thank
set.
you.
Lights. Rolling. Action.
I've seen this.
You have any experience with that?
Yeah. And I can tell you this, it's not your fault.
Don't be like that.
It's not your fault.
No, come on, Steve. Just leave it.
It's not your fault.
Steve, listen, not you. Just leave it.
Look at me. It's not your fault.
Not you, man. Just leave it.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's okay. It's okay. It's not your fault.
We're meant to hug now, but it's okay.
And cut.
I feel like I'm nervous.
I literally might share the real to you in a minute.
He went method. Well, if you don't get cast in the remake of that, I don't know what else you got.
I've got to be
Your
honest.
career's finished now.
I know. Fucked.
As Northern Hunk, you're fucked. Matt Damon.
Any other film, though, I'm fucked. I've just seen that film 50 times. It's my favourite film.
Real, can you call him Steve as well? I thought it was like saying
Yeah,
start
yeah.
again.
I thought it was like, I can't be
Yeah.
arsed with this scene.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
showed
yeah.
how professional
That- see,
you were
it-
then.
That created
He
a
fucked the
presence.
lines and then
I was
you-
present there.
Who fucked
Present
the
for that.
lines?
Well, he didn't know Steve was going to get bought
I
into
said I'll call him Steve because I can't remember Robin Williams' name.
it. Okay, right. Next scene.
Let me give you a quick little story just on the back of that.
Go on.
I had an audition once.
I love this, Barry. I think we should do this more often.
A little role play.
Yeah.
A little theatre.
Yeah.
Um,
He's come a theatre.
Yeah.
It's the first time it happened. The first time I've been seen by this particular casting director as well. And I'd 3 different scenes, all the same character, and I'd got them all down, knew exactly what I was doing. And for some reason on the train on the way down, I had this random fucking anxiety just coming over me. And I lost my script on the way to the thing. And I was thinking, and then I had to calm myself down thinking, don't worry, you know it. You've got it there as a comfort blanket. I got in there. And I thought, right, I'll just have a look on my phone dead quick before I go in. And he was, hi, Rick, you're early. And he brought me in straight away. I was like, oh, fuck. Straight away, massive anxiety. And the first scene, it was the third scene that I was struggling with, if anything. And the first scene, when we did it, you had the director, the producer, and the casting director. First time it's ever happened, and I crumbled in the audition. Completely, everything just fucking went. About 3 or 4 times, I just couldn't get the words out, and it just stopped, and I kept on stuttering. Eventually, he gave me the script and I got it, smashed through the scene. But the casting director was probably thinking, I've brought this cunt in and he's now making me look like a bit of a twat here.
That's why they're such cunts, aren't they? Like, so they treat you as such.
No, but he probably wasn't thinking that, but he was probably thinking, this is a waste because we're not going to use him. He's already fucked it up 3 times. What's he going to be like on set? So then there was one particular scene, I think it was like the 3rd scene, where this guy, he's meant to be a bit of like, he flips out a little bit, and one of the lines in the thing was, can you just bring that over here? And then the other line back is no, and he goes, oh, forget it then, just fucking forget it, right? And I did that, and it was exactly like that moment there. The casting director thought I was being serious, went, it's okay, and he just stopped the camera.
No.
Thought I was being serious. And then the director was like, no, it's a part of the script. And I think because the casting director was thinking I'd already fucked up a couple of times there, I think he thought I was being serious.
It's like,
I'd spat my dummy out and go, no,
like
fuck it, I can't be asked
it's
anymore.
like on The
And he just
Simpsons.
stopped the camera and he went, it's all right. And I went, no, that was
On The
that was
Simpsons,
line.
when Homer's for Poochie the dog, and he does it all, and they go, oh, no gun. He goes, oh, forget it then, why don't? And they went, that's the guy.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, so now I got the job.
That's how it works. I'm telling you, that's how it works. So, you know the Michael Jackson in Ancoats, that one? Have you ever done Michael Jackson casting, right? I went in, I was hungover.
These 2 are like, what?
Yeah,
I was
Michael Jackson and
Michael
Ancoats,
Jackson,
what?
right? I was hungover, like you won't fucking believe, I couldn't even feel my own like bones, and I was shaking. I was like, it was a proper bender I'd been on, and I went in. And I was like, the script was in my hand, and I was like, proper fucking rattling and everything. And it was in the script, the lines, I'd lost my daughter was missing, or my son was missing, and it required me to like
Be shaky and all.
Yeah. So I did it right. And
Mick Philpott
so
could have used
but it's like a news thing. So when you see the parents talking and saying, look, we'd like you to come back and all that, and I'm like, and I just really, and I'm crying my fucking eyes out because I'm hungover, and I was like, and then they both sat there like this.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Look at this man. Where's he come from?
Right. Just take it back. Take it back. Let the audience cry. Like that, and they're looking at each other like this and everything. So now because I'd cried, I felt better.
Yeah.
So I did it like normally as they asked for it and everything. Now I didn't get the job. But do you know when before and I said I got a direct offer? I was joking, got a direct offer for that Love Lies and Records.
Yeah.
A director saw that and went, "Fucking hell, give him this part." So that's why I got my first direct offer for being hungover on this.
So
tape.
are you method? Would you say you're method?
That
as
was
an
method.
actor?
Yeah.
Are you a method actor?
Most of my roles are very similar, so I can just jump into them shoes.
Have you got
very
range,
quickly.
do you reckon?
I've got a lot of range. That's why I brought the beard off, so that I can.
What
open
would
them
be
doors
your
more.
most trickiest role that you would have to play? Like, you think, like, that'd be tough for me.
I think
A black woman.
Yeah.
that would be difficult.
Yeah.
That would
Yeah.
be difficult, but I have a lot of experience with them. So I think I'd be all right. To be honest. I would be all right.
Right, go on. So what would be a role that you'd go, like...
Gay role. Gay.
No, I'd be fine with
Heath
that.
Ledger in.
Yeah, that'd be-
Absolutely nothing.
I'd smash
that
it,
wouldn't.
Would you go gay for pay?
Huh?
Gay for pay?
Gay for pay?
I mean, it's seen in the porn industry, gay for pay, but like, just like, I'm
Would you-
attributing
would
it
you-
to the acting world.
Would you partake in gay sexual activities for the right
Kissing
role?
a man.
it depends on the role, but yeah, there's
Would
no.
you?
It's,
I'm writing a script at the minute.
Would you suck?
Suicide.
Would you suck a cock?
It's where people get in a podcast studio and try and act out.
So Rick and Simon. It's like Adult Swimmer looking at it.
like he was talking like about the middle spots, like this
Yeah.
conversion of enacting.
Yeah.
I very got pretty much realised how much of a middle spot I am recently on the job that I've just done.
Right.
So we did a rehearsal so we finished on the day, and then the directors were like, right, can we just get you all in? Because we're doing a scene tomorrow. We just want to block it out now so that when we come in tomorrow, we can just get straight on with it and there's no messing about. Everyone knows what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So we're all in there in this like warehouse, and there's basically a big shootout. And one of the actors comes in later on, but in the script, it's kind of like he just comes in, but he then raised the question, well, I would have heard all the gunshots, I would have heard what's going on, blah, 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 etc., etc. So a lot of question marks started getting thrown around, like, right, well, we need to make this as real as possible. So they're all kind of spitballing different ideas of how to make this particular scene work, right? And there was a moment, and I knew in my head thinking, I know how to make this scene work, but obviously, given the hierarchy,
Right, I see.
I'm kind of like set back a little bit, like I don't really
At the top
Renegade,
for the
mate.
headline.
don't really want to
Should've
speak
been
up a little
Renegade.
bit.
Yeah.
And then there was a moment where they was all just kind of just like thinking. So I thought, now's my fucking moment.
Go on,
So
Rick, lad.
I
Come
thought
on.
I did. This is my moment. I fucking stepped in. I went, what if he comes here? And I said this whole scene, like literally, like as quick as possible, just to get it out there. Did it, and the director. Bear in mind, the director at this point, I've been like listening to everyone's things, going, yeah. He literally turned around after I finished mine. He went, yeah, no, we won't be doing that. Right. And then just carried on.
That's
and I was
exactly
just
how I
like,
wanted that story to end.
fuck. And I just stepped back with the other middle spot. We both just looked at each other and went, yeah, let's just
Love
shut it.
that.
Oh, God.
Absolutely love that.
Nice one.
Yeah.
Oh, Rick, I felt
Straight away, couldn't even take it in. He was kind of like, yeah, now
Get
we
your
won't be
coat.
doing
Get
that.
your coat.
We won't be doing that. It was
Where's Rob
fucking
Thomas? Get him on
painful.
set. He'd sort this. Oh, that's brutal.
I just wanted the word to swallow it.
handle the truth.
Yeah.
Right, is that the one that the BBC one that's going to be out in the summer?
Yeah.
What's the one you got
Story,
battered
it's
by a woman?
called. Stay close, that one.
Oh, yeah, remember.
Boat Story. Nige was in one
Just
recently,
before we went on stag do, he gets battered by a woman on TV. It was great.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
on the when was it? Oh no, that was the actual wedding. The that DI Ray was out at Smith's wedding,
Was it?
and in where the women were staying, it was on TV, and we all went out for a walk, and then we came back, and he went, "He's just been on telly."
Right. So what is a tricky role for you then?
What's a tricky role?
Yeah, what would be?
I think something that isn't me. So it's like a lawyer role. I would probably, because I don't understand the lingo.
Can you do accents?
Right.
Do accents.
Can you do voices? Can you do RP?
I've got a version of RP, but I don't know
can't
if
do
it's.
accents, really.
Come on.
It's just more like well punctuated and.
Go on then, do a bit of RP.
He loves accents.
Oh, no, yeah. I can't.
You like RP?
I love
You just have to
RP.
sound
Really?
educated.
Love it, yeah.
Yes, you just have to sound educated.
Enunciate.
It's very slowly.
I think I should have
it's like a posh accent.
I
isn't
should
it?
maybe have had this accent for my whole life. I think that's something I would actually enjoy.
That's not bad.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
It's where I fail as an actor. I can't do accents.
I think I could play some
like
sort of
Stephen
Hugh
Graham,
Grant
every
role
role
in
has to be Scouse.
That's why I did.
I'd be in the
Have you
Savoy
not
tap
seen-
having a pint of
in
Guinness with
Boardwalk
all them.
Empire, have you not seen Stephen Graham in Boardwalk Empire?
Yeah, I'm joking. I'm saying I'd be like every role for me would have to be
He's
Scouse.
amazing. He's just amazing.
Stephen Graham.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
That's why I did
He
Polish
is
Rick when I
good.
did comedy, because it was a character as opposed to me going out there and
you were a
dying on my
fraud.
ass. 'Cause I was a fraud. Massive
I had to go
fraud.
and get him from outside. He ran off.
He
ran
literally
away.
took me to my first gig, and it was Beat the Frog. And
He won it.
the
He
fir-
won't beat the frog.
but the first act that went on was that
Actors
Is it
do.
Gary- is
Actors
it
always
the,
win.
the Scottish guy, Gary
Meikle.
Yeah, he
Meikle,
went on
yeah.
first, smashed it, and thinking, how am I getting up here following that as a
You're a
fucking-
confident actor, and this is the annoying
know,
part
but
of the
then
actors
Looking
getting it.
comfortable,
Yeah.
just being comfortable wins them over.
But then on the second half, I was ready to go. Like during the break, I was ready to go.
You're
And I
right.
think-
You went outside.
Someone was racist before I went on as well, weren't they? And it just
was an
completely
old man.
And then you went on and just did a Polish
And
character.
then literally, yeah.
My name is Nick. Is the work?
But I referenced it straight away, didn't I?
bastard.
It was the first thing I did. I referenced it. I think I came on. I was like, I know I'm big and tall and Polish, but I'm not like the other guy. And then straight away, everyone was just like, hey. I was like, fuck for
If
that.
only they knew.
I know.
If only they knew.
I've got that footage. I've got it. I
know
sent it
you
to
have.
you.
Yeah,
I sent
yeah.
it to you, yeah.
Wait until he's big and then you can bring it out.
Yeah.
Is there anything like? There's obviously common joke in acting circles that people put stuff on the CV that they can't do, just to try and get more roles.
People
Is
do.
that
yeah,
real?
yeah, people do. And apparently there was
Like
something.
stay with horse riding sort of thing.
There was something going around recently. Apparently that apparently a couple of agents have been putting down that like they'd been in like these pilots and stuff. But the thing is, it's all well and good saying that you can do that.
Yeah.
I've got a funny story actually. It's all well and good saying you can do stuff like that, but when you get brought in the room and then you get questioned on it, and then you are instantly, oh well, I know someone that works on that.
Yeah,
Who-
they call the
you know,
director. They'll say, "Oh, was it?
Right.
Dominic
Is he decent?
Leclerc?
I've got him
Was
in
it?"
tomorrow.
Oh,
He's,
yeah.
you know, is he?
Dominic.
I've never heard of him, but
Such a horrid, bitchy
can't-
industry
can't
actor, I
lie.
think.
Well, what's the
Can't lie.
story you've got about that then?
yeah. So like if you're gonna lie on your CV, you're gonna get caught out. Like there's
Yeah.
just no point. But I'd put down at one point that I was like 6'4", something like that. Now with trainers on, with these trainers here, I can probably stretch for 6'4".
Yeah.
I am around 6'3". So with you know,
They're
Doc
that
Martens
petty,
on or
they
something.
take that an inch
No,
would
no,
be
no.
considered
But,
a...
no, what I'm saying is it was for a commercial, and it was meant to be for like a giant family, so like tall people.
Yeah.
So obviously I've got 6'4" down on my CV, and I've gone into this on a callback, gone into this audition for this giant family. It's for a commercial, and it was being like shown in Canada or something like that.
Right.
But it's being shot in South Africa. It was like a week in South Africa.
So cheap, South Africa. That's why.
yeah,
My cousin makes adverts, and he's
a lot of stuff over there is getting done now. But yeah, I've gone into this audition, and I swear to God, there was two women stood there signing in, both 6'9", and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not matching up with these, am I? And then there was another guy sat down who was 6'10", and I'm sat there like just pushing 6'4", sat there thinking I've got fucking no chance
Yeah,
against
but surely
these
they
lot.
know you're 6'4".
Yeah, why is
do
this
they-
a problem you've not lied?
Well, they can cheat the shot, but when you're actually there and you can physically see that someone's fucking 6'9" and 6'10", it's a big difference in it.
Well, you said you're 6'4" on the CV and you turned up and you're 6'4". I don't understand.
Yeah, I know, but it's just like when you see
You
the
feel
height
like you're
difference,
cheating. Yeah.
you feel like you're cheating.
Yeah.
Because if I take these trainers off, I'm like 6'3", if that.
Can you sing? Would you do musicals or anything
Can't
like that?
sing, no. I can hold a note and that's about it.
Right.
But yeah, no, I
You
can't
thought about
sing.
singing lessons? Don't need them.
No, I do accent classes all the time, but I don't do.
What's your best accent apart from Polish? You do Scouse?
I haven't got a best one. I can, but because I use a Scouse, he was just like, nah, shit, that shit.
No, if it's good, I'd say if it's good or not.
Go on, he tried.
No, I didn't try.
I don't know what you want me to say. Like, I don't know. It's okay. Like, if I slow it down,
No.
see what I mean?
See, look.
No, but I'm not being audible. That wasn't
Yeah,
good.
nah, but
I'm not
if
being
you
honest,
didn't
that's
know
not
me,
that good, was it?
if you didn't know me and I was doing that, you might not question it.
You're a little bit talky there, like.
Hey,
You're
I'll tell you
close to
what,
the
though.
talky.
Talking about Scouse accents, the responder. What's
Yeah.
the guy? What's that actor's name?
With Martin Freeman. innit?
Martin Freeman. It was flawless.
Oh, I don't know about flawless.
It was all, well. Do you know what? 98%.
It was good.
He got panned in
98%.
Liverpool. Well, it wasn't so much Martin Freeman. It was all the others. There's so many bad, like there's a few bad accents in it, and then I think the lingo, like people really got. You know what Scouse are like? We're fucking very easily offended. People got wound up with the use of the lingo, and it's like don't even like it's like don't even say that anymore. Don't even say that. No one says that. Everyone just thinks he says that and don't like.
Yeah, but we're an old script anyway.
I think so. Yeah,
it was an old script. It's like 20-year-old that script.
Right. What about Scottish?
I can do Scottish.
All right, yeah, it's easy to do.
I can do Scottish. It's not too bad. Ones that I can't do are Welsh and.
It's the second pod in a row we're doing accents. Yeah.
Is it? What was the other one we did?
Chapman and Keegan. We finished on accents.
Did we? Yeah, we've got an actual actor here now.
Right, go on. Go on, just. I really want to do accents, but I can't. It upsets me. Come.
You get tapes.
What?
You get tapes.
I had one that I had to do, and I never said I could do Australian, but I got a role that come through, and it was just literally me, like all on paper. So I had to learn an Australian accent. I did it, but I could only do it within the realms of that script. I couldn't just like speak now doing that.
Yeah,
right.
I couldn't do it, but all the dialects and everything in that, like the rhythms of it, I could do it within the realms of that script. Did it, and then they called me back and said, "Oh, we love him, but we don't want to see him for a different role." And it was for like a southern district in Boston that I needed to do the accent for.
Right.
I can do Boston.
And I had to get my accent coach to kind of proper narrow it down, and then get put in front of the director who's from there. It's the same director who did
Did you have to be Southie?
Suicide Squad and Training Day, and I had to do it in front of him.
You have to be from Southie, did you?
Yeah.
Can you do South African?
That's one accent I can't do.
I bloody love. I know it did.
It wouldn't be that difficult to do with it because it's so
South
extreme.
It's subtle. You have to be subtle with South African.
See, that's
Very subtle.
Well,
you don't even know you're doing it sometimes. You know.
That's really
That
good.
definitely wasn't South Africa. That
That
was
was dead
Indian
good.
there.
That was dead good.
Emerging to Indian then.
Do you
gaslighting me?
It was dead good.
Yeah, but
It's very subtle. South
Do you
African.
glad they
South
speak South
African
African?
person would do what he's just done when I've just done the Scouse there, going, nah, it's fucking shit.
Mate, that was all right.
But sometimes with South African, you have to just take not it. See, it's
Gladiator, what is your name?
I'm not going. That's gone too foreign now. That's gone into Indian now. But like,
all
so
of it
very
sounded
so.
Indian.
You've bottled every chance you've got. You've bottled
I know,
it.
I know, I have,
They're
I have.
ragging you. That was good.
You'll
So
never
I
pass
want
an
it.
audition.
Thank you, Steve. I think I might start talking a bit more like this, you know.
You're going to fail every audition, you know, because you bottle it soon.
No, but once I get trained and once I get it put in that position, you know, it's like any craft I've ever mastered.
I'm going to go into it untrained, me. Like comedy, just like the streets. Just going to come in straight off the street.
Yeah, but it is about getting in that moment, innit? And then once you're in that moment, you go, I could act this scene right now. But then it's like, again,
that, yeah.
like I saw that woman on Hollyoaks do it 4 times. She had to cry doing the same scene from different. I thought, oh, that's tricky. Having to cry. That's hard one,
No,
innit?
if you can go, if you can do
I
that.
think put the fake tears on.
Yeah, but you put that Vicks up with shit in your eye and you're crying.
But crying sounds like laughing sometimes to me.
That's what they tell you to do.
Laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I worked that out myself. I'm a genius, aren't I? That's a lot of crying and a lot of laughing and made me work that out. These both sound the same.
Fucking Daniel Day-Lewis. You know,
Do you reckon? Has anyone ever? Do you know any actors that have never had training who've gone on to be huge?
Yeah.
Sylvester Stallone.
Sly Stallone.
Didn't he just write? Wasn't he just like a mechanic who wrote Rocky?
I think that's the story they want you to believe in.
I think it was. You know, I think that's what
Like
he did.
They wanted.
He wrote Rocky and no one had made.
He insisted he perform it, didn't he? And they said we want it, but I have to be the lead in this.
Yeah.
Shane Meadows. Most of This Is England. He just pulled them off the street.
Yeah, that kid, Turgoose.
Yeah, do you know how he got him, Thomas Turgoose? He asked him.
EDL, really?
He asked him to. He was wagging school, and he asked him, "Does want to be in? Do you want to help him or something like that?" And he just said, "Yeah, if you give me some money, something like that." He was just like dead cocky and dead confident, and he loved it. And he ended up getting him. He had no acting
They stripped him
experience.
down though, didn't they? They got him off the Coca-Cola and the sweets and all that. So they got him off because he was wild, and they apparently put him on a really strict diet and brought him like up to speed.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm sure Ricky Gervais tells a story that he was a painter decorator, and like
That's Hitler.
Not Ricky Gervais.
Hitler.
No, fucking the Scouse lad, Royal Family.
Oh, Jim. Jim
Tomlinson.
who plays Jim Royal.
Yeah.
Oh, what's his
Ricky
name?
Tomlinson.
Ricky Tomlinson.
He said he was just a painter decorator and was painting doing studios. And they asked him, would he try for the role?
Trade unionist, funny as well.
Yeah, would he try for the role, sort of thing?
That'd be me when I land my big job. Yeah, I was just a doorman last week.
Yeah.
Look at this video.
So they just come in and say, "You look just like."
Yeah.
That's my idea.
What would be your dream role?
My dream role?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, I'd have to have a bit
Would
of.
there be a
emotion,
romantic lead in like in a rom-com?
It's gone now, that isn't it? That's gone.
But in some weird twisted way, Richard Curtis goes, I think I want a scouse.
It'd have to be like a
lad.
Tony Soprano sort of role.
Strictly Ballroom 2.
Yeah. No, it'd have to be Tony Soprano, where it's like he's the hero, but he's also the villain. You love him, but there's something wrong with him deep inside.
So basically, you just want someone to like as yourself in it. That's the dream role in it.
Yeah.
Your dream role is your friend becomes dead famous.
Just how I see myself.
Yeah, this guy, I've wrote this part for this guy, and I know you can do it because I've seen what you're like, and just be you in real life. That's
Ken
the
Loach.
dream role in it.
Ken Loach, innit? That's it.
When
Ken Loach.
stuff like that, though, they actually, once they're working with that particular person, the writers, if they see certain things within it, they'll start adapting the character around them.
Yeah.
Because it's even more natural and it's easier, not for the actor, not that they need an easy job, but if they see certain characteristics and certain things that they're doing.
I need a sad.
Yeah. Halfway through.
No,
It's terrible for that, Rick.
Sorry,
It's so terrible.
Have you seen?
I was trying to hide. I was really
having
into
said
what you were
that,
saying as well.
last week I couldn't stop yawning. Like I'd been on the ale on the Sunday and I was fucked.
When you have kids, you'll understand, right?
Yeah.
Or if you have kids, you'll understand.
What are you saying?
Ladybird. Now there's acting, right? And there's like natural acting, but there's another level of like just.
It's been like
something
inside
else.
the actor's studio. This one, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been great.
It's Chrissy Rock in Ladybird. I've never seen anything like it. Have you seen it?
No.
Just both go. I'll go and watch it when you get back tonight. Watch Ladybird, and you'll see. I've spoke to Chrissy and asked, "How did you do that? How did you achieve that?" She went, "Well, I just thought that's how I'd react." And you've never seen anything like it. It's as good as like Daniel Day-Lewis in
What's
whatever
your
he does
reaction
and all that. Just having a massive breakdown and shit. Her life's going to shit. Like, and it's incredible. Honestly, I will watch it, Rick. Ladybird.
I could do a massive breakdown in life going to shit.
You do it every week on this.
Yeah,
podcast.
no, that's me. I could
reckon
fit
you
that well.
would be really good at that.
Bad podcast host.
I think this is the only year I've not had two.
That too.
Yeah, we could do that. I often think that about this pod is going like, turn this into a soap. You know what I mean? We're every day we're doing an hour a week. We might as well make it a soap.
You lie every week and say this is what it is. This is scripted.
Yeah. I always say that.
Every time we have some dead air, this is scripted. This.
Yeah. It's that avant-garde. Yeah. You might believe this is shit, but this is all part of a big series that I'm trying to put together.
Cinema verity.
Yeah. It's the new way it is.
Yeah.
It's gonna be an hour and a half, and then they go, wow. He knew way more than what any of us knew. Because everyone goes, it had no views for so long. No one supported it. No one was listening.
Then he killed himself.
But it was scripted.
Yeah.
All that was scripted.
Yeah.
And then they got Rick S. Carr in to play him.
How are they going to prove that it wasn't? They could ask you, but then I go, no, but we put the lines in their head. Devin Brown, every single person.
We led them down that way. What Steve didn't know is on his way to the room, all he saw was pictures of horses.
Yeah. If you rewatch that episode every 5 minutes, I went, nee.
and then Rob was negging him, going, "You can't do that, Steve. You can't do that, Steve."
Yeah. His yawns have been signals to you all to go, I'm boring, say something else.
Push it further.
I wish that was the plan. But is it? Who knows?
One day we'll all find out.
We're almost there, boys. 1:37. So, what was it? Boat Story. It's coming out.
Yeah, that's later this year, that one, yeah.
What's that?
A new BBC drama I just finished on.
Oh, yeah. How many eps?
5.
5 eps. Nice.
Yeah, it was good.
Very
good.
Get legs, you get weighed in.
I'm glad you asked, because
I know. Who's it for? What channel?
BBC One.
Yeah, it's big money.
Is it?
Oh, it's good money.
No adverts.
Prime time.
Pure tax.
Yeah.
Probably will.
Yeah.
Prime
Like 9
time.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Get a lot of screen time per ep.
Is it?
It's more of a supporting role for this one, but it was good.
Is it?
Stephen, we won't be disclosing any of that.
Yeah, it is.
Go on, just go on.
No.
Oh, fuck off.
I
Come
saw
on.
it. I saw it. I'll
Well,
tell you.
go on, Sam.
It's comfortable.
Yeah,
Is
it's
it?
decent. Yeah.
Right.
It wants to work for the rest of the year. Put it that way.
Yeah.
Right. How's it compared to a Haribo advert
Similar.
per ep?
I wish.
No, that wasn't fair.
Can we move on from this?
If you're not going to talk about filling people in, we'll talk about how much you get for acting like a knobhead on.
Yeah.
Right. How rough were you growing up? Like,
Say that again.
how rough was it where you growing up?
The area was pretty rough, yeah.
You've
Was
got
it
family or
Salford?
not?
No, New Moston. literally round the corner from where.
Do you know Jordan McCann?
It's really rough.
No,
it's really rough.
Right. The reason I'm asking. So, does it ever feel weird to you to be getting that much money for what you're doing? Even though, in the grand scheme of what you're doing, it's not that much money. But considering, lads who are probably painter decorators and what they get per day compared to what, like, sometimes I'll do hot water for a weekend and see what I've walked away with and go, I have pissed about for 3 days. And that is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It does feel like sometimes you're stealing it. Like, when it's coming in, you're just thinking, fucking hell, I'm stealing a wage.
Yeah, this game's smash and grab.
How are you not going to get that for the next 3 years?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because literally you don't know when your next job's going to be.
Well, that's what I mean. You have to remind yourself of that, but like when it's there, you're like,
I've finished on this now. The beard's come off, and now I'm kind of trying to open myself up
again. Unemployed again.
It's keeping up the momentum now, which is the most difficult bit, and that's where your agent comes in.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
when you're hot,
I see this a lot in comedy. People just fall by the wayside because of the momentum. They don't see them. They don't know how to propel themselves forward using momentum. And when that's out, you've got to start. Then your agent's got to start pushing it, and you've got to hope the show that it goes up in the ratings and stuff like that. And then you could probably do with actually doing some fucking TikToks or something around it. I don't know, or maybe getting your face out there a bit more. I suppose I don't think it would work for actors.
Some kind of promo of it, but I'm social media for me is like it's catch-22. Like you need it, but I hate it. At the same time, I do. Well.
Yeah,
like sometimes I have a detox where I will not go on social media for about 2-3 weeks, and then all of a sudden I'm constantly on it.
Yeah.
If I didn't get gigs from Facebook, I wouldn't be on Facebook anymore.
Yeah,
I hate it, and I'm not good on it either.
It's the pro comics thing that keeps me on there. Yeah.
It's just dead, isn't it? I mean, I probably still have it. I
wouldn't have it. Mate.
All I've got on it is comics.
Yeah,
that's all I've got on it is comics and the odd family member every now and then, and then it's just adverts. You just look at adverts of like Domino's and whatever you've been talking about.
Down
there
the
you go.
TikTok rabbit hole, don't you? And all that.
Like I'll have the Daily Star going like, "Oh, you won't believe the Coronation Street line. That's gonna storyline now because we're talking about this on here now." And I'll be like, "No, I'm not watching that. I'm not watching that." And then I'll just see what Roger Swift's been up to. Like, oh, he's had another stinger in fucking Bridgenorth. Love Roger, but he did put a status up about having a stinger or something. Good old Roger.
Who was it? Eddie Fortune added me on Facebook the other day. Added me back because I deleted them, and I realised why I deleted them. It's like you just post too much. All I see is you.
Who's posting now on Facebook?
Exactly. It's like
I just got rid of all comics. Just took all comics off Facebook and put off friends and family.
That's why I'm still your mate on it.
Nothing personal. It was because I don't want comics in my fucking living room.
Yeah. I get it. I totally get it. And before I had the baby, I deleted everyone that I thought could be a nonce. And I went from 3,000 people to 300 people. Anyone who
what does that say about you that you had 2,700 potential nonce friends when you had a kid?
It's just anyone where
he's going to bite me in the ass.
You are the company.
Delete.
Anyone who who went to me, he got called shagging kids, and I go, oh, no, you're lying to me. And if anyone who couldn't say categorically 100%, I will stand in court as a witness to say there's no way that man touched kids, got deleted.
You know,
really?
Yeah.
Happy way to live your life, innit?
That's why we're podcast hosts but not Facebook friends.
No way. He did try to re-add me, but I declined that.
Your kid's not fit enough.
Yeah,
fuck off.
You've got a cheek. Send her a message on Facebook.
Come on. We're financially tired now. Fuck off.
Sitting it.
We're not finishing it now. No, you want to sit in it?
Sitting it to 140.
This is him acting, sitting in silence. He'd play any role. What's the last two movies? A Quiet Place. He'd nail that.
Yeah.
Just sitting in silence.
That's what I need. I need an acting role where it's just like...
Have you seen Ant-Man, Quantumania?
What?
Have you seen Ant-Man, Quantumania?
No, I can't watch the
right.
Unless one go over.
Watch it, right? If you can. The first 20 minutes, I almost walked out. Right? I almost apologised to Laura, saying, I'm so sorry, this is shite, kids. Middle act, I was like, this is interesting. Then this actor turns up called Jonathan Majors, right? You won't recognise him.
I know, he plays Kang, doesn't he?
Yeah. Mate, how good is he?
He's great. He's in the Loki series.
Astonishingly good. I mean,
he's British as well, you know.
I didn't know that, but
He's
he
British.
turns up, right, and fucking turns it up to 11 and acts everyone off the fucking screen. Is the best supervillain I've ever seen in my life, right?
It's great.
And smashed the movie from that point forward. From that point, and then so by the third act, when it was just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. It was.
What about
I
Joaquin
hated it.
Phoenix in Joker?
Brilliant.
Right.
Really good.
Yeah, it didn't really.
Have you not seen
It
it?
was all right, but
I felt there was too much hype around it. Like, I thought it was a good film, but that was all it was.
Fair.
I think I could do that more.
Yeah, you could do that role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just going mad in my house.
Possum? Have you seen Possum?
No.
Do you know that guy who plays
I could do the
Joy
Joker.
Division guy? What's his name?
Ian Curtis.
Ian Curtis. He plays him in Control. This actor. Have you not seen it? It's about this like horrible doll that he can't get rid of, and it's Alan, Northern guy that plays it. He's got this weird doll that he can't get rid of. He keeps turning up. It's the weirdest fucking film you've ever seen in your entire
Rings a bell,
life.
that, to be fair.
Yeah,
It does ring a bell, that.
something about a doll being not fucking off.
I think it's
Well,
because
it's
The
like-
Simpsons ripped it off, and I'm thinking of a Simpsons
Is it?
episode
Maybe.
where he can't get
It's
rid
like,
of the
it's
doll.
Annabelle in it.
There's about 4
Chucky
different
and-
films,
Yeah.
yeah.
But Possum's this really, really weird one. That's a British thing, and it's one of them really dark flicks. Which just, you reminded me of when we just sat there doing this. It's a lot of that in it.
Oh, what a role! What a role!
What's your favourite film?
Do
Mind
Stephen
change
Hawking,
all
the
the
theory
time.
of everything.
Mind change all the time.
Mine does, yeah.
But my go-to, like, ones that I grew up loving were obviously all the Arnie films growing up, but I love Point Break, the original Point Break with Keanu Reeves and
I don't
Patrick
even know if I've
Swayze.
seen it. Yeah.
It's fantastic. I remember watching it as a kid, just thinking it was the best film ever.
It probably
And they're
was. Probably was really because they don't make brilliant films anymore because
And they tried to do a remake of
away
it,
from
and it was
Hollywood because of
dog
Netflix.
Absolutely dog shit.
Quality control's gone.
Sitcoms, sitcoms and dramas have been ruined because of Netflix.
Yeah.
And my cousin's a script editor, and when we were writing, me and Boardman wrote like a taxi thing, and she said basically if you want it on Netflix, something major has to happen in the last 5 minutes, and then that's it. She said like all Netflix care about is something major has to happen at the end of every episode to get you to watch the next episode. She said like too much so now, whereas like she said it used to be you could like a story could extend through 6 episodes.
End of the episode, the card reader machine don't work. Cuts to black.
Yeah.
What's going to happen next week?
but that was just
All the reduced to clear items are gone.
Last yellow stick.
Job of his life, flat tire.
Fuck.
gets the spare out as flat as well. Oh no, what are you gonna do?
Dublin with Nottingham. Awful.
Anything you'd like to plug, Stephen?
No.
There you go.
I don't know. I'm on the road. I've got something coming out in filming something soon. I don't know if is it out in spring or not. No.
Not to plug now.
So Rose Gold, it's called. It's a dead good thing. I'll send you the pitch deck.
Yeah, do.
Yeah, it's really good, and I'm surprised you've not been called in. You might be.
Maybe. What, is it out now?
It's set in. Well, it's been the promo's been made. It's set in 1989. It's about the rave scene. It's all drugs and sex and all that kind of stuff. And yeah.
You should have got
Dorman.
That,
Just Dorman.
Ugh.
Dorman. There you go.
What's that sex, drugs, and one in that was on Netflix ages ago? Just about the beat dealers and Ibiza and that.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. Yeah,
Sun Sex and something. White Lines. White Lines was it called?
yeah, I think it was called White Lines. It was the fella who's like meant to be a shit. It's like a shit Danny Dyer, the fella. Wasn't
Yeah, I was just thought. Yeah, it was just get to see a bit of Winky and titted and that. And still, I'm interested in. Just want to see genitals.
What was the one you come in and you rave about to me? Lady Chatterley's lover. Or something?
Yeah.
Watch it on.
Yeah.
It's just full soft
I would
porn.
never
It's fucking great.
consider like you being that kind of person.
I think I should write erotica, anonymous erotica
Try it.
online.
Why don't you just do it for a joke?
I'm gonna do it.
Do it for a joke, but for real, for serious. Like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean?
I think people that write erotica are just people that are just gonna end up wanking on at the desk. That's generally what you do, wouldn't you? It's like if you're writing
That's
a
your
comedy,
audience.
you'd be writing it to make you laugh.
Someone's have a wank at a
If you're
desk.
writing, if you're writing erotica, you're going like,
he's gonna
if
be
I
ready to
don't orgasm at
arrested.
the end of this chapter,
Yeah,
it's not good enough.
right.
So if you were writing a comedy, I've got to laugh. If I'm writing erotica, you've got to come.
Yeah,
And if you're writing horror, you've got to piss yourself.
You gotta be careful now. If you're
And if you're
gonna
writing
write
drama, you gotta
erotica, you don't want to pitch that to your publisher and then suddenly you get Just two fucking CID at your door.
Yeah.
Did you write this?
Yeah.
Did you just come with us?
Yeah.
That's what I've been worrying about.
Right. Oh well. So that what was that plug for? Nothing.
No,
You
there's
ended up
something.
talking
But
to
it's
Rick
not,
about
it's not
getting
really.
caught.
Well, if comedy, I'm just performing every week, everywhere.
Yeah. There you go.
But,
Shit,
I've got something that's coming out, but I don't know when it's coming out because we're filming it.
Lovely.
But it's called Rose Gold anyway.
And then Ricardo, boat story.
Boats, that's what I've just finished on, so that'll be out later this year or maybe next year. So yeah, keep your eyes out for that, BBC.
Star of BBC.
BBC.
And I've got a big beard, so you might not recognise me. I've only just shaved this off.
Yeah. And you'll soon be on Hollywood films. Would you come back on the pod if you got like massive? No.
On this one?
Yeah.
No.
And I respect that.
Yeah,
That's the right
He's
answer.
not even joking.
That's
Because
exactly.
I wouldn't come back on this pod if I got me.
Exactly what we'd want.
No, of course I would.
I don't tell lies.
No, it doesn't tell that.
So what do you
We'd
think
rather
it's
you
down
didn't.
to an hour?
No,
This is it.
it's all in.
It's all raw.
You
All
just
raw,
fucking
baby.
We're gorilla.
Hit
Yeah.
the play
Yeah.
and then,
Yeah.
oh, that's great.
Yeah, just bang it out. Even you asking is going to go out.
Yeah.
So we're going to end
Sign
on
up to the Patreon, please.
Yeah, please.
We need that, otherwise we can't bring you
Please.
more insightful chat into
Yeah.
how to act in Coronation Street.
I might not be here next week because I might, get a big role.
Yeah.
might
After
just-
that performance
I might
of
chop
Good
it up
Will
and just
Hunting.
send it up.
Yeah.
It's not your fault.
Yeah.
No, Steve.
It's not your fault.
Don't, Steve.
I'm
Not
telling
you, Steve. Steve, not you.
It's not your fault.
Not you, Steve.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault.